raised to 10 times the current levels. The moves follow a spate of major wildfires that have already caused more damage than the 2022 annual total. News and analysis, townhall.com. The United States is imposing travel restrictions on Hungarian citizens.
The U.S. Embassy and government officials say the restrictions come over concerns that the identities of nearly 1 million foreigners granted Hungarian passports over 9 years were not sufficiently verified. The restrictions apply to the U.S. visa waiver program, which allows passport holders from 40 countries to enter the U.S. for business or tourism without a visa for up to 90 days. The changes are the only such restrictions among the 40 participating states in the visa waiver program.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Amazon adding video telemedicine visits in all 50 states to a virtual clinic that it launched last fall. The retail giant taking a deeper dive into healthcare. Amazon says customers can visit its virtual clinic around the clock through Amazon's website or through its app. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
It's not Monday?
It's not Monday.
It's the first time hearing about it.
And here's the part. I turned on, when I got in this morning and turned on my computers and all that good stuff and doing my thing to say, hey, let's see what today's weather is going to look like. They tacked on a 30% chance of rain today.
Shut up.
I'm not.
And triple digits?
I'm sure.
Wait,
they did.
So you're saying hot and humid? Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great, I get to deal with that. Just hydrate up, everybody.
101 with a 30% chance of rain after 3 o'clock today.
Hell has come to Roswell.
20 tonight. So there you go. Drink it in.
It always goes down smooth.
No, I hope we do get some rain. We need it.
It would be nice if we got some cloud cover. That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
now that being said,
we're good at getting. When they tease us with rain, we get cloud cover. It's the actual rain part we don't get.
Right. That being said, it is the National Night Out, so
it is tonight. That
you kind of are hoping for the best.
I didn't think about that. That kind of ups the chances a little bit.
It does. Whenever Roswell wants to do some fun stuff,
yeah. Then the rain chance is like, oh, guess what? It's gonna rain.
That's right.
Chili Cheese Festival, monsoon season's coming. Yeah.
Be like wet cheese.
We would, maybe we just need to plan more festivals.
That's it. That's
and
exactly it.
We won't be a desert anymore.
We can fix the drought. We just have to plan festivals.
Exactly. Next thing you know, we're a rainforest.
That's right. Chock full of fun plans that have been canceled.
All right, so there it is.
There
Festival weekend, every weekend. Next thing you know, we'll look like Brazil.
Yeah.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Yes, tonight is National Night Out.
Yes.
And it is a pool party.
It is.
Who cares if they get wet? You're going in the pool.
Jolly jumps, carnival games. They're gonna have all the cool police and fire department vehicles out there. I think they're gonna bring the bear cat. Is it called a bear cat? That big sheriff's department vehicle.
I don't know.
I've heard him refer to it as the bear cat. I don't know if that's what it's actually called.
I'm sure it's got more loving
or if
names.
that's a fun nickname they give it.
I'm sure it's got more loving, fun nicknames that the public, or at least people on the radio, aren't allowed to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to guess it does have that
God,
nickname.
3 of them just went through my head.
So, but I don't know. It may be out there, but I know they're going to have a lot of the other stuff and all the things out there too. So,
I'm going to.
So it is definitely, but it's going to be a big fun night. You know what? I was talking about the rain and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw 2 of the stupidest, most ironic photos on the internet yesterday. One I shared.
Oh yeah.
A lady at the iRobot Roomba store. Was using a broom to sweep up the place. In the iRobot store.
In the Roomba store.
Yeah.
There's machines for that. That's somebody holding on to their job with everything they got.
And then the other one I found superly funny was a family of about 6 people in a pool, pouring down raining with a giant golf umbrella over it. Because they want to get wet in the pool. So do that tonight out at the National Night Out event. But
my son in the car last night spilled water on himself and cried. I'm like, it is deadly hot outside. You just cooled yourself off a little bit. What is wrong with that?
Maybe
why are you
it.
upset?
Where did the water end up?
It's just like on his midsection, like in this region.
I don't know.
It wasn't even like crotch water.
Well, that's just it. When you're a child of that age, it always seems to go to the crotch, even if you didn't intend it to.
Of course.
It just ends up there.
That's just nature.
And you're like, I didn't do it. It just showed up there. Someone else did this.
God's water.
Yeah. So I had that happen to me a couple times. A couple times last week. It tends about when a grown man pees his pants in a public setting, people tend to stare at them.
That's true. You know what's really funny is as an adult, as a grown man, I still have that. Like when I accidentally pour water on my pants, I'm like, people are going to think I peed.
Yeah.
But nobody in their right minds is going to think that a grown man peed his pants.
Here's my thing. I do this every time I go to the bathroom, and then I go to wash my hands, and then I know it. It's the splashings on the sink's gonna hit me right there.
Of course.
And they're gonna say that. I was like, no, it was the sink when I was washing my hands, and everyone's going, yeah, right. But every time I have that in the back of my head, it's like, all right, stand back.
Because there's that mindset of, I'm going to control the water pressure to avoid the splash zone.
Yeah, exactly. Because wait a minute, it might be Niagara Falls when I turn this thing on. If it just, I'm like, all right, so. But the ones that really annoy me are the hands-free ones.
Oh, God, yeah.
With the water. I love it with the hand dryer. I love it with the soap. You got to fix the water.
I hate the hand dryer.
I hate the whole, you're going to let me know. No,
I'm not moving enough. I'm not in the right zone.
And then just as you think it's not going to work, you pull away and it starts coming out. And you're like, oh, dang, and you put it back on there and it stops. Yeah, that's just, I think maybe you just put static cams on those and just, I'm sure there's got to be a TikTok video of 10 hours of people just messing with those automatic.
I have never in my whole life gotten a dry hand from an automatic hand dryer. Not one time.
Not the automatic hand dryers. I like the automatic hand paper dispenser. The ones you wave and.
Do you remember that weird period of time where like the seediest bars wouldn't have paper towel dispensers? Oh, yeah. They would have that one towel that was a wheel.
I'm old enough to actually been into places that had those, not just talked about them.
dirty towels on a wheel. There was I hated those.
They had other things in there too.
Cigarette machines. It was like that and the cigarette machine next to each other.
Amongst other things in there. Yeah, they had all kind of stuff. But yeah, that CD towel that just rolls around and around in that thing. That after
you can see
hour,
it with the red stripe on the side.
Yeah, at the hour it looks like a murder scene. Yeah.
It's always the nastiest places too. You're like, you could use some disposable paper towels. I think.
Yeah. I think they should make the hand blower thing lower to fix the problem of which we were speaking earlier, because that's the only way to save Gracia is if you accidentally get water on from washing your hands on your crotchal region. that hand dryer is your only friend, and most of us can't get that high. So you need to lower it down to about 2-3 feet.
Hashtag short people problems.
All right, let me give you the rundown for today's show.
It's just way up there. I can't get up there to dry my hands. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Walking around here with wet hands.
I'll just assuming everybody's the same size over here. Eye level. That's not the same for me.
Make the hand dryer lower so at least if we get a water spot on our pants, they think that we're,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I totally understand.
Let's make this thing convenient.
Hashtag relatable.
I think you should put the hand dryer lower and then right above it, put the actual towel dispenser.
There you go.
People would figure it out after that. All right.
And now the rundown.
Let me design a bathroom. Man, this is going to be great. There'll be a party every time you go in there. And I like the concept of an attendant.
I was just going to say, I've never been into a bathroom in my entire life with a bathroom attendant.
Oh, it's a unique experience.
That feels odd that there's a dude who's paid to watch me pee.
Yeah. Yeah. Really? Yeah. I've been in a couple places where they had back recently.
No,
back
granted,
in the day,
you have to be of a certain fanciness to be in a place that has a
not
bathroom
necessarily.
attendant.
Sometimes you just have to be in a different country.
Okay, fair enough. Sometimes you're just in the right German strip club and things line up.
That's kind of
any old German bathroom.
Yeah.
Really?
There'll be a little lady on duty there, the putzfrau.
That's worse with there's a woman?
Oh yeah, and she's like someone's grandma, so it's not like you have to be that embarrassed.
Yeah.
Still.
But then again, I imagine you might be a little shy.
Before she clocks in every day, she goes, and then clocks in.
I just want to know, like I get people got to work, you got to eat, everybody's got to do a job. Mm-hmm. But bathroom attendant, surely there's a job there that I'd rather do than sit in a bathroom and smell other people all day long.
That feels like one of the first jobs that will be taken when the robots take over, like when AI is a thing.
They do something useful.
Right.
I mean,
I don't
honestly,
mind if a computer's watching me pee.
you could just put a bowl of mints there and some spray. You don't need to put it on me. I'm just saying I could do that myself.
Honestly, I want to experience the whole idea of being spritzed with cologne and getting a mint after I pee. That's awesome.
Now, all the ones that overseas don't have that. So you got to pay extra for that.
I've also never had to tip when I go to the bathroom. So
This is true, too.
That's another thing. I've never gone to a pay toilet.
Oh, see, that's part of the German thing.
Is it?
Dish and you leave money.
Boy.
Yeah. Well, that was before coin-operated.
Never realized how much the Germans take bathroom needs for granted.
They eat a lot of meat. They're meat-eating people.
I found something interesting out over the weekend. Did you know that Volkswagen makes sausages? Turns out they're in their same plant that they manufacture their cars, they have a sausage department. They used to make it for their canteens at the plants,
like craft services kind of thing.
But they started selling them in stores in Germany, and they actually made like $15 million in sausages last year.
So they're like cutting in on IKEA's meatball situation.
It's called currywurst. There's a specific sausage that they make, and now they make a vegan variety of it.
Well, who eats vegan sausage?
Who eats vegan Volkswagen sausage is my question.
There's a horror movie.
I just want to now see a Volkswagen Bug just throwing sausages out the window at people. Here,
I just want a package of Volkswagen just to have the logo and then a pack of sausages.
Yeah. Problem is, all the meat's in the back.
Front, it's all trunk space.
All right, on that note, I'm going to start the show.
There you go.
Ted Smith, that's who the voice you've been hearing, is going to join us with the Walker Aviation Museum here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have the folks from the Chaves County Health Council join us. This Saturday is the big health fair.
Yes.
With the big bubble fun run and all the stuff going on. That's happening this Saturday, so they're going to give us an update on that. I know...
the walk-through colon? Are they bringing it back?
I'm trying to think. I think I heard, but I'm looking, when I looked on their Facebook, I know the mammograms are going to be, they're doing, taking appointments for that. Mm-hmm. The Bloodmobile. I saw different posters for different screenings.
Okay.
I thought she said it was coming back last time we talked to her. We'll confirm this hour, or next hour.
I just want to know if the Polyp Pillow Palace is coming back.
I think we should be able to punch the polyps as you go through.
I agree, right?
Rocky style.
Nobody wants them there.
Yeah.
Just take a polyp with you.
And then punch out polyps. And then that's the whole point of the
That's right.
The exercise. It reminds you as you're walking through a ginormous colon, but then you get to touch things.
Yeah. Put your hands along the walls.
And then it's a real thing. It's a big blow-up colon that you walk through. It reminds you to have colon cancer screenings.
Yep.
Ted was like, you didn't believe it. There was a big
Check your rectum, folks.
There's a big colon. You actually walk through it, and it shows you, to remind you to get your screenings. But I guess if you were tiny and could go up there, this is what you see.
I literally yesterday.
Flashbacks from my last screening.
I literally yesterday referenced the movie Inner Space.
Yes.
Exactly. Martin Short. It was one of the best movies of all time. And the person I was talking to had never seen it. Yeah, Dennis Quaid. That's right.
Yeah, I love that movie. I watched it 1,000 times as a kid. Man, I'd watch it today. I wonder if you can watch. It's got to be sitting
It's bound to be somewhere.
on Prime or somewhere. I got it. I'll go have to dig that one.
Who got the licensing on Inner Space?
Yeah. That's where the big bucks start rolling in.
And then in the 9 o'clock hour.
And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we don't have a guest scheduled, so I'm going to play our interview we had with Guy Penrod last week. He's going to be in town August 31st. Of course, he can come with his Christian country gospel, and he's going to be at Grace Community Church. The Gold Circle tickets are gone. They're sold out, ski. But there is some general admission left. So,
yes, sir.
But we'll play that interview for you in the 9 o'clock hour.
It is available on Prime.
Oh, good.
With premium subscription.
Premium.
That's right.
I think I have that. That's what I pay money for, right?
Yeah, most do just for the free shipping.
Yeah. All right. I did it for Inner Space. All right. It is 7:20. Let's get you up to date on the weather. They say it's going to rain, allegedly.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today. We'll be in the low 100s by afternoon, and we should get sunshine most of the day, but we do have some humid air coming in from the south, and that'll bring us scattered showers and thunderstorms later on. Cloudy overnight with low 70s, and then maybe a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon again on Wednesday, but sunny for most of the day, and our afternoon high in the low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 77. Hey, at least it's not 80 yet. That's kind of a win. 77 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 40%. Winds are calm at the moment. But as mentioned earlier, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 3 o'clock today. Mostly sunny and a high of 101 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms for tonight, mainly before 9 p.m. So there's our sweet spot, folks. 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's our rain window. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 73. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. 30% chance of some rain for tomorrow afternoon as well. Mostly sunny with a high of 102. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 73. Thursday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers. Mostly sunny and a high of 103. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Thursday night with an overnight low of 74. And then for Friday, sunny and 104. Saturday, sunny and 105. And sunny and 104 on Sunday. So it looks like Thursday is our, as of right now, the last chance for rain chances here this week. But you know how that rolls. Tomorrow the weather forecast will look completely different. All right, it is 7:22. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, get your Roswell Livestock Report recap with Smiley Wooten, and then Ted Smith with the Walker Aviation Museum will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,624 head of cattle sold on Monday on a higher market with excellent buyer attendance. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold 5 to 10 higher, feeder cattle steady to 8 higher. Packer cows and bulls $2 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $315, $345. 3 to 400 pound heifers $270, $298. 4 to 500 pound steers $290, $315. 4 to 500 pound heifers $239, $270. 5 to 600 pound steers $270, $50 to $290. 5 to 600 pound heifers $231, $50, $239. 6 700 pound steers $237, $270. $1,750. 6,700-pound heifers, $197, $231.50. 7,800-pound steers, $217, $237. 7,800-pound heifers, $193, $197. Packer cows, $105, $119. Canner and cutter cows, $80 to $90. Packer bulls, $120 to $134. Feeder bulls, $110, $115. Top half the cow-calf pair, $1,650 to $1,825 per pair. Top half the bred cows, $1,450 to $1,700 per head. We do appreciate the business, and let's all pray for some rain. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Fall classes at ENMU Roswell start August 21st. Register now on campus or online. Whether you're a new student, retiring student, or want to learn a new skill or trade, we have the programs and financial aid to support you every step of the way. Take classes during the day, evening, or online. Talk with an advisor today. Call 575-624-7294 or log on to roswell.enmu.edu.
Roswell. New Mexico can be safer, and we can protect our loved ones from gun-related injuries when we lock up our guns. New Mexico has one of the highest rates of gun violence in the country, with numbers nearly 2 times higher than the national average. But safe gun storage is a proven strategy that reduces gun violence in all our communities. Protect New Mexico by securing your firearms. Visit safestoragenm.org to learn more. Brought to you by the New Mexico Department of Health.
Grab your dancing shoes and head to the Liberty in Roswell for Country Dance Night, Friday, August 4th, featuring the Colt Gibson Band. With special guest, Fabian Romero. Doors open at 6, show starts at 7:30. I don't want your love forever, I just need you for tonight. Get tickets at thelibertyinc.com. Don't miss Country Dance Night with the Colt Gibson Band, Friday, August 4th, 6 p.m. at the Liberty in Roswell.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Walker Aviation Museum, Ted Smith back with us. Morning, Ted.
Right. How are you, Ted?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Sorry, I'm choking on that chocolate donut.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. You gotta have your tackling fuel for the day. So.
Well, when you get to my age.
Well, you know what? It's I think it's any age. We all get kind of. Oh yeah, you need the microphone. That one's dead. That one's yours.
Well, that was useful.
We do it like a press conference if you want. But for folks not familiar, the Walker Aviation Museum, it is home at the Roswell Air Terminal, the airport out here. That's where its home is. And it is a museum that is dedicated really to two things. One, the base where that airport currently sits. That was a Roswell Army Airfield initially, and then Walker Air Force Base. It was closed down in the late 60s, but it served during World War II as a training base. Pretty much if you were a bomber crew in World War II, odds are you probably spent some time in the sands of Roswell getting your training done. And then, of course, the other side is our area's history in the Cold War era with the intercontinental ballistic missiles. Of course, some of the early renditions of that were here at home in Roswell. They've since upgraded and have moved to bigger, badder, safer missiles that are in different places.
I'll tell you what, in regards to the Cuban Missile Crisis, Roswell was one of the very first bases to get the missiles.
Really?
And so it played a giant role in our national strategic ability.
So for that 8 days or whatever, they were very attentive.
Telling the Russians, if you shoot yours, we'll shoot ours. Well, ours were here. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
They rushed to get them into service, and the community fell in with it, and, they made those sites quickly.
Sure.
Of course, there was the accident where the crane fell in. But
yeah. Well, there was a couple accidents. None of them were explosion related. Part of the issue with those early missiles, they were liquid fueled.
Right.
It's very dangerous to fuel a warhead with liquid fuel. While it's just it's a dangerous environment. The later fuel cells they do. Think of NASCAR. Like NASCAR today, they have fuel cells in there where the fuel goes and it's like stores. It's way different than just you going to your gas station and putting gas in your tank. And so they use that, and it's interesting technology. But that was the dangerous part, really. It wasn't so much that we've got a 2-ton nuclear warhead sitting on this thing, but the solid fuel. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's really safer than trying to do something that emits fumes and everything else like a gas.
Right. And that was our goal from the beginning with it. The Atlas missile was pre-existing. NASA put John Glenn into orbit on one. When the Air Force closed the Atlas program, they gave all of the missiles to NASA, and NASA shot the last one into space with a satellite payload in 1993.
Okay. So basically, all of if all the astronauts on the Mercury missions, that's the same rocket.
I'm not sure. I'm from that generation. I should have that memorized.
Well, I know because John Glenn, they were part of the Mercury 7.
Right.
When they went to the Gemini program, I think they used a bigger rocket because that was a 2-person capsule. So that would
make a lot of sense.
So I'm guessing the Atlas probably the capsule they used for Mercury, whatever rocket they propelled that one in, which is a 1-man capsule. I bet that's the base you're talking about for the Atlas missile.
The Russians rushed theirs into service, and they were so accurate they could probably hit the planet, but they weren't sure where. Right? And they had lots of accidents.
And of course, with a nuke, you just have to be close.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that accurate.
Right. And so we needed to have something that we could be equal to them with.
Sure.
And it paid off at Missile Crisis. They didn't push their luck because they suspected our missiles could actually get there.
Sure. Well, and as an intel guy, I've told people this a couple times that they don't realize, like, when at the height of the Cold War, when we're talking to us and the Russians and we're building more missiles, that the height of that, but when the wall fell, when the Iron Curtain went down and all of that, we realized real quick how way ahead we were.
Yes.
Yes, they had equipment, but they didn't maintain it. They didn't
know how.
They had all these great MiGs, but the half of them were sitting on the ground broke because it wasn't working. They have a space shuttle. It just sat in a hangar because they couldn't fund it to put it up in space or work on it.
The whole socialist communist system where government controls production, in the end, it doesn't work. It turns out that it squelches innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why their spies spend so much time trying to get our technology. Because since there's no profit motive to create the next widget,
sure,
guys just don't want to create the next widget.
Sure.
And the end result is they're always behind.
Well, you look at World War II and you look at Oppenheimer, this movie that just came out, and it said, we took the Germans that wanted money, not the Germans that were basically put in a gulag to say, work on this.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that because the Russians built a special industrial city where they took their German scientists.
Okay.
And it was a little baby Germany in there.
So they really created like a whole town for them with their
right,
kind of like Alamogordo at one point when when the Germans were predominantly there at Holloman.
Right, and the results show our products worked and theirs tended to blow up on the test ramp.
Sure.
The fact that we had some missile explosions at the base have an awful lot to do with the fact that the missile. Well, it was a rocket, and it was designed to put people in space with NASA. And it was our first stopgap. We needed a missile right now. They put a warhead on it, and it's not how it was designed to be used.
Mm-hmm.
NASA has all week to get it ready for a launch, and in an emergency, you have to pump that thing full of fuel right now and get ready to shoot. And that's where the accidents came from.
Sure.
They just using it the wrong way.
Sure.
When NASA used them, they never had any trouble with them again.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why they train, though. And this is for people that have never been in the military. This is why they do the exercises. This is why you hear all these, playing war and all these things. Military, when you're not in war, depending on your career field, but when you're not in war, you're training for war. That is your job. So if you're a missile guy or a fighter pilot or a soldier that GI here, you spend your day training for that. So if you're infantry, then guess what? You're going to spend a lot of time in foxholes and crawling through dirt and running around, learning how to protect yourself in multiple different environments.
We had a visitor here at the museum who was here during one of the explosions, and he explained to me that they only happen during exercises, operational readiness exercises. Yeah.
And that's the training.
And they're flogging those kids to get those things ready to shoot right now before the Russian missiles get here. And that's just not what that rocket was designed to do. The actual intermediate was the Titan, and it was also a liquid-fueled rocket. And they stayed in service for quite a number of years, actually. What we were building was the Minuteman.
Yes, that was the end game, I guess you could say. In the evolution of ICBMs, that's the end game.
Well, yeah, and we had that on the drawing board at the same time. But we wanted the perfect missile, and we got it. The Minuteman's still in service. And, I was born in 1960, and I'm pretty sure the Minuteman came into service in about the time the base closed.
Sure.
So it's...
Now, I'm guessing that they've probably upgraded over the years. So the Minuteman missile of the 1960s is not the same Minuteman missile of 2020.
No,
that would be my guess.
We're on the Minuteman 3.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's kind of like fighters and everything. Like, we have F-16s. We've had F-16s since the 70s. But the F-16s from the 1970s are not the same as the F-16s from in today's current military, Air Force. Same with the B-52. That thing's been around forever. But if you think a B-52 from 1952 looks like a B-52 from 2022, not even close.
Not even. No. And it's just an awesome airplane, isn't it?
Absolutely. So it makes sense that those evolutions and things. I actually got to go. My in-laws lived in Tucson for a couple years, and so we go visit. They have a Titan missile silo out there that you can go visit, and I got a chance to go out to that museum. And it's matter of fact, it's a unique museum. It's one of the few museums in the country that they had to get permission from the Russians, because what happened was it's a Titan missile site. They've got a inert Titan in it.
Oh,
and they have the
overflight program.
They have the
open skies.
They have the portal half open. So when Russia's looking over, it looks like an ICBM's about to pop out this. So the Russians are aware of it, and so it's one of those museums like, okay, that's just a museum, no big deal. No need to up the DEFCON level here.
And that's very fair.
Yeah.
The system is set up. That system is set up so that how to explain it? There was an event once in the 70s. And this is off the internet, right? But I'm telling you. One of our command centers had an exercise with their computers. In the 70s, those were good computers, right?
For the time.
And around midnight that night, at that command center, it started showing Russian missiles inbound. And that
might be scary.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Right? The poor old Navy captain at the Joint Staff who was on duty, I'm pretty sure he was having a significant emotional event. And but it showed 100 missiles, and then it would show 4, and then it would show 30, and it would show them coming from different directions. It's a glitch, and what it was part of the exercise program.
Oh.
And it kicked in.
It's almost like War Games with the Matthew Broderick movie.
Thank
a little
you.
bit.
And that's why I bring this up. You remember the cranky general saying, I wouldn't trust this overgrown pile of microchips? Well, I'm mentioning this because we're not that stupid. We have human beings inserted at every level to make sure that never happens.
So that doesn't get confused for a glitch in the system.
Right.
Yeah.
We had multiple command centers. The very first thing the man did was check the over-the-horizon radar and the satellites. And guess what? There were no missiles in flight.
Sure.
So he called the Pentagon and said, hey, here's what I'm showing. I want to power down and reboot. Would you go ahead and take over? The Pentagon, none of the other command centers showed these missiles. They said yes. And when you rebooted, there was nothing there. Well, the Washington-Moscow hotline is actually a teletype.
Okay.
There are operators on either end, but so it's not cool like the movies, where the president picks up the phone and says, "Listen up, Boris."
Right. It is not the direct connect that one would think from Hollywood.
Right. And it's
the red phone.
Yeah, and it's a very old, stable technology is why we use it.
Well, that's just it. That's some of our, the oldest tech, especially in communication and stuff. We were just talking about ham. That's why when ham radio is always going to be a thing, because when the world goes to a pot or a disaster happens, there's usually one form of communication that's going to work in all that muck. Ham radio.
Thanks for leading into that. I'm in the Pecos Valley Amateur Radio Club here in town.
Yeah.
And, if you've ever been interested, do it. Come join us.
Oh yeah,
we actually have talked to passing space stations from here.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
It is very cool. Yeah, we've had Jim Tucker on a few times, and I'd love to get, yes, part of it's having fun and talking to people across the planet and all that, but the bigger role is at events and things. These are the folks that are in the background watching out for stuff. If there's a run, or like when we do the Tour de Utrecht, these kind of runs and things, ham radio guys are out there just keeping an eye, keeping communications open. If somebody has, that's, yes, they love to have fun and do that stuff, but they really serve a role. And then a lot of times if there's a missing person in the mountains or something like that, the ham guys are out there being that form of communication for all the search and rescue folks. That's
we take for granted that we're going to have electricity, and we take for granted that we're going to have telecommunications. Mm-hmm. But the fact is our ground-based telecommunications, our microwave links, they're very few coming in and out of here, and the satellites, the rest of it. So if you get a bad storm and you lose this for a while, ham radio steps in as emergency communications. We have a station down at one of the fire stations, so that we can provide all the communications for the city if they lose theirs.
If others go down. Yeah.
Right. And it's not like we're intending to do this permanently and forever, but
till there's something better, this is what we got. And
right.
So, yeah.
And it makes the hobby redeeming. The original hobby was the geeks of 1902. The kids who would be the computer kids today,
sure,
and all that.
Yeah.
These boys had found electricity was pretty new.
Okay.
And they would get out on the farm, and there was a guy who had a magazine called Electrical Experimenter named Hugo Gernsback.
Okay.
And Hugo was a man from Luxembourg who came to the States, had a whole bunch of patents in electricity. And the kids at the time, the young forward-thinking people, were sure that this electricity was going to change the world. When you consider they went from candles to you're talking on the radio today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was wow, and it happened fast, and really fast. In just 20 years, every town had radio stations.
That invention almost single-handedly changed how we live our lives. That you can argue. I mean, there's certain milestones in history, and obviously most people will think the internet for us here, when the internet that changed the world, but another milestone was that moment when electric. But prior to that, everyone's got candles getting around, or work's done because it's getting dark. Then electricity came in, and
the next thing you knew, you had farm kids.
Yeah.
Deciding to make an antenna and a radio because they saw an article in Electrical Experimenter. Mm-hmm. By the way, Hugo Gernsback's the father of science fiction. So many people were interested in what could be coming in the future that he started publishing science and fiction magazines where people were writing articles about their fantasies about the future, and they went straight to what life would be like in space.
Okay. So they were probably some of the early versions of those amazing
stories.
Yeah, the comic book, a lot of the stories that the kids would read in the 40s, 50s and stuff. These were probably the early versions of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they were imagining all sorts of things that we have today.
Before we actually went to space, there was all kinds of imagination.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was a foregone conclusion of these kids that we'd find a way. Come on, let's face it. You cannot go to space. There's no air. Right?
Yeah.
But guess what? Those guys thought about it, and one day they got jobs at NASA, and they figured out how to bring the air with them.
Sure. Well, that's the great part of humanity. That's the part where you like, why is humanity great? That's why, because we always want to innovate and create and push boundaries a little bit. That's a good thing.
Yeah, these kids were on farms, and they didn't have antennas. They were using barbed wire fences.
Well, that's farm ingenuity. That's just great. Like, and I'm not trying to get all philosophical here, but for those nerd guys to be stuck in the middle of nowhere as farmers
and come up with this.
Yeah, well, it creates, because let's face it, when you are desolate, you have to be ingenuitive, and you have to, when things break and there ain't a part for it, you got to find a way to make it work anyway. And so when you take that experience on top of, oh wait, I'm really good at engineer or whatever, the science and all that involved. Like you wonder, could they have done it if they were city boys? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, would they have to have been as innovative in getting things?
I think it came more from the country.
Yeah,
but it was all over the city as well.
Yeah,
and that caused problems.
Sure,
but in fact, these kids built a radio station, and they did a really good job, and it put out a lot of extra static, and they jammed the Navy during World War I, and in New York City
worked too well.
And the FBI was certain that it was a secret German jammer station, and those poor boys had to go to the interviews, and said, no, honest,
we're just some dumb kids in the middle of nowhere, and we love to have fun with this stuff.
Yeah, they were on a rooftop, and
they were
took
almost
over
up for espionage charges, huh?
Yeah. But,
did they give him a job afterwards?
You know what? That's how it went for them.
Yeah. Now they realize they're just some kids and oh wait a minute, what can you do for us?
Well, the FCC gives the garbage frequencies to ham, always has, and then the ham guys do something really cool with it.
Yeah, and then they want it back.
Yeah, and they take them back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But these amateur guys are the guys who experiment, and that's why we get to have these frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
The FCC recognizes the value of folks tinkering on the farm, and all kinds of, the frequencies we're on right now were not used because they were short range. They didn't see any value in them.
Right.
And the ham guys made frequency modulation work, and guess what?
FM radio became a thing.
Yeah, and it's owed to teenagers somewhere who's thinking, well, if I cross this wire and that wire.
But here's the thing, too, and I don't want to turn on the radio, but there's still, I know AM radio stations are kind of going the way of the dodo, and we have one, but there'll always be a role for AM, too, because AM can do things FM can't.
Absolutely.
And that's, and they're, like AM stations have to power down at night. If they don't, they're because the way the signal works, it's like on a grid, and in theory, if you don't power down at night, anybody that's on the same grid as you can hear your station. So that's why sometimes if you ever listen to AM radio in the middle of the night, and next thing you know, you pick up a station that's in Montana or just hundreds of miles away, it's because that was a station that didn't power down, and you're on their grid and you picked it up. And if there's an actual frequency in your local area, that it's going to get bled out, and so that's why the FCC comes in, don't let you do that. But the AM works that way where FM does not. That's why you lose AM under a bridge where you don't in an FM signal.
Yeah, it's all around cooling. I was in a town that had a hurricane sweep through, and the fire department didn't have comms, the works. They had no electricity. They couldn't bring the doors up of the fire station to respond.
Oh, wow.
They had an emergency generator, but it was inside, and they couldn't get inside. And it was a ham guy that solved the problem. Not me. I got a call out to a ham guy in Texas and asked him, how would you handle this?
Mm-hmm.
And he explained to me that he would call a welder. The guys with those big Lincoln welding sets.
Oh, yeah.
They're little generators, too.
Oh.
So they got a welding set guy out, and he plugged into their building, and then the fire department went into service.
Nice.
And that's, ham guys learn that.
Yep.
Oh, I want to finish up on the underground thing.
Yes.
I
just saw the time. I was like, man, we just zip right through this thing.
The hotline with the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when this event happened, Strategic Air Command went on to alert immediately.
Okay.
Just to be safe. Just to be safe. Well, lights came on at our missile silos everywhere. And the Russians called up and asked, what's going on?
Hey now, what y'all up to up there?
Because we tell the Russians when we're going to have an exercise so we don't have a mistake.
Right. So then
And they do the same. And this was not a scheduled exercise. And the Russian president wanted to know if he had done something to offend us and how he could get this fixed right now. Okay. And that's what, and the movie was, War Games was, I'm looking for the phrase and it's not with me right now, was a warning for sure.
Sure.
A cautionary tale.
Sure.
And a good one. But the public needs to know that we don't run those risks.
Yeah, it's you look at War Games, you're like, okay, in theory that's possible, but
no Skynet.
It's not that easy.
No Skynet. I mean, we knew from the very start, it's a machine, a computer's a machine, and
Sure.
you break down.
Sure.
And we have two people, not just one, at every level of this. Even the guys who press the button down in the missile silo, there's two of them. They have to do it together.
And they get authentication codes, and it's a whole procedure on a nuke there. So.
Oh yeah. And those guys, how to explain? They have something called the Personnel Reliability Program.
Mm-hmm. I know all about the PRP.
Yeah.
Having been a weapons troop in the Air Force, I never served at a nuke base, but had I been, I would have been put in PRP.
Yeah. If you go to the dentist and you're in the PRP, you're one of the two people at any one of these levels, then you're off duty. You don't get to go be by the button.
Yeah.
If you're having marital problems, you're expected to step up and say, look, Janet and I are,
anything that makes you unstable, they don't want you around
potentially.
Yeah, potentially unstable. Even if you took NyQuil, they're like, no, you can't work. You can't be here until your cold's over, and you have to get a waiver from your doctor and all that stuff.
You absolutely have to have two people.
Yeah.
And down in those missiles, those Air Force guys have pistols.
Yeah.
It's literally to shoot the other guy. If he gets stupid and decides to start World War III, the other guy's there to kill him. And make sure he doesn't screw America.
Yeah.
Just because he's mad at Janet.
Exactly. That's how, if I remember right, when I did the Titan missile tour, I want to say they worked in a crew of 3 in the Titan missiles. I don't know if Minuteman's the same, but here's the thing. There's the one in charge who's kind of, let's face it, he's like a lieutenant. He's pretty young, but that's the one in charge. And then the other two were generally 2-stripe, 3-stripe airmen. And so these are 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids, and they were put down in these holes to do it's an amazing thing to think about when at the big thing when you think about really 3 20-something kids are down in a hole and they're the line in the sand for
those teams are pretty tight.
Yep.
They're and the school they go to, my goodness, the missile schools are very hard.
Yeah, they were the same training area that I was at Shepherd there. So
are we burning through time?
Yeah, we're about 7:51, so we might have to do.
Let me say something real quick.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We wouldn't exist without the facilities that you let us lease.
Yeah.
And we signed our new contract through Jenna Lanford at the airport.
Okay. And you locked in for.
And by the way, the airport has a couple things going on that the people just know. I know you don't think of visiting the airport as a local tourist attraction for you to do, but number one, they're test opening their bar.
Mm-hmm. Food's great over there, by the way. If you don't, I matter of fact, over a couple weeks ago, I had family in town, and so we had to be up there early, and we grabbed burritos and everything. And
Reggie's back on staff.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Makes the best.
It was great.
The other thing is they put up a selfie wall for people passing through who don't have a chance to come downtown and see the
aliens and all that.
Yeah, they have a big old honking alien on the wall, and people can come take their selfie. It's kind of cute. You should see it.
Yeah.
Take a selfie if you get a chance.
I've seen a few locals on Facebook already take their pictures.
Really?
There. I've seen a few Facebook photos. Yeah.
Visitor Center is very good to us, and we're thankful. I want to say thanks again because I get calls all the time at the museum, people asking if we're going to be open. They want to come out and see us.
Great. And
Chamber of Commerce always. That's everything I can imagine. But we're talking about nuclear war again.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do Operation Bingo next time. We're going to save this for next time. We keep getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
But here's a thing I do want to point out for folks too. Always looking for volunteers to serve in various capacity. They've got some great members on the board right now. Ted I think you're the most recent addee to the board, right? You
think so? Yeah.
I think so in the last year or so. But they're always looking for a few other folks that if you have an interest or a passion, maybe you're in the military, maybe you weren't, maybe your family was, maybe if you just have an interest, love to have you be a part of that. Always looking for more volunteer docents and things, because if we get more docents and things, more than just Ted and Robert can hang out, and Bob, and then they can take a day off every now and then.
By the way, we're getting a lot of visitors right now. People that fly in just to go see that little museum, not to see Roswell on the whole. End of life kind of visits.
People that chewed some dirt here and spent some time there,
right.
and
they're bringing their
that.
grandkids around to show them where they were, and Roswell was really cool, and they liked the assignment, and they want folks to know. A man came from Austin a few days ago and spotted the beauty parlor chair in the museum.
Okay.
And it turns out that he's in the family that owned that beauty parlor.
No kidding.
And he wants to bring them out from Austin. And I told him, well, call.
Yeah.
And we'll ask the press to come out and give you some coverage.
That'd be cool.
And
family, family memories for his family. Yeah.
Well, exactly. And that's what this is. This is our museum here in Roswell. The town, there was so much civilian employment at the base. So many people retired, stayed in community.
It was the way of life for the people that lived here. It was their fabric, the fabric of society in the 60s, and 50s and 40s and at that base,
Yeah, sometime we need to talk about the atomic cocktail.
Note to self, we'll put that on for the list for the next time. Atomic cocktail. One more thing I want to mention before we go. Check out the website for Walker Air Force Base. It's wafbmuseum.org. And there you can go. The Donate Now button's back working again.
Ta-da.
So if you'd like to help out financially, that's a great way to do that. And, of course, don't forget, if you'd like to come and tour the museum and see everything, and it works around the flying schedule. So if you're usually around, you get there about 10:30, 11 till about 1-ish. That's usually a pretty good window weekdays to catch the museum open. But call if you want to make special arrangements, or if you want to have a youth group or any kind of group do something there.
Lots of homeschoolers.
Homeschooling. And don't forget, we talk about the history side. We didn't really touch on the STEM this time. We'll have to catch that next time. But if you want to be a pilot, you could actually start your training by just coming and visiting the Walker Aviation Museum and learning a little bit about. They've got a trainer right there that is. It's an arcade game. It's a full flight simulator trainer. You could fly about 1,000 different aircraft on airports all over the world with that thing.
Oh, here's one. I'm sorry, I'm running out of time, but you got to know this.
Yes.
The Marshal Service had a plane come in.
Really?
For maintenance.
Okay.
Con Air.
The Con Air, huh?
Yeah, that's the 737.
As soon as you said the maintenance, I was thinking Con Air when you said it, and then you said it. I was like, all right, because I was going to make a joke about, did you see Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, I asked him if they're in cages in the back, and he said, no, they don't let them do that.
No.
The FAA, but
it looks so much better in the movie.
Yeah. The pilot said he's seen a lot of people cry, triple murderers who've never been on a plane.
And they scared of the plane and the planes?
And he says that's really ironic.
It is, isn't it? But it's all about life experiences sometimes, even for people you wouldn't expect. You're like, really? All the heinous stuff? The plane bugs you? Okay. It is what it is. Ted, as always, thank you for visiting. We love our stories, love stuff, and we look forward to next month when we got them. And folks, come out, visit the museum. Come if you get a chance, talk with Ted about some of those stories of family. It seems like it's almost a weekly basis now where a family comes in and you hear stories of a serviceman or servicewoman that spent some time here, and they're showing their grandkids and their kids, what they did when they were in the military or when they were here in Roswell. So it's really cool.
And that's how we found out that the runway was 54 inches deep, solid cement, because a man from the community who was a surveyor on that project came in and told us how deep it was. And we were trying to figure that out forever.
And he was like, oh, yeah, I was here when they... Maybe that's the thing. Maybe next time you get some of those through, maybe we can get like... I know this probably have to get Juliana Halverson involved, but maybe like record a little interview or a little something talking about what they did at their time here and all that, just to preserve it.
And we have their phone numbers.
Preserve it for just for history's sake. I think that'd be a kind of a cool thing.
It is.
Yeah. So
it is.
And then years later, you hear these stories and use them. It's like, oh, one time, and here's so and so who served during that time. So awesome. Well, thank you, Ted. As always, we'll see you next time. 7:58. I got to shut my hole because I got to play commercials because they get mad when I don't play those. That I get in trouble for. So quick break. News on the way. Don't go away.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters. Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The closing arguments have been delivered. Both sides have rested in the trial of Robert Bowers. He's the gunman who killed 11 people in an attack on Pittsburgh's Tree of Life Synagogue in October of 2018. Now it's up to a jury to recommend punishment for Bowers, and the death sentence is a possibility. Deliberations begin today. Tragedy averted, and a real-world example of why school security matters.
Memphis, Tennessee police say officers shot a suspect after he attempted to enter a Jewish school with a gun and fired shots after he couldn't get into the building. The suspect, whose identity has not been released, approached Margolin Hebrew Academy Finestone Yeshiva of the South around 12:20 p.m. on Monday. He fired several shots and then left in a maroon truck. It's not immediately clear if school was in session. Officers soon found the suspect's vehicle shortly after that. Officers then shot the suspect after he exited the truck with a firearm in hand. The suspect was sent to a local hospital where he's in critical condition. Keith Peters reporting.
New congressional testimonies casting doubt on President Biden's claim that he never discussed Hunter Biden's questionable overseas business dealings with his son. Hunter's former business partner Devin Archer tells the House Oversight Committee that Hunter put his father on the phone at least 20 times during business-related calls. And the goal, according to Archer, was to sell the Biden brand. That's according to some who heard Archer's testimony, which was delivered behind closed doors. The White House dismissing the claims as ridiculous. However, some Republicans on Capitol Hill say now is the time to launch an impeachment inquiry against the president. On Wall Street, the Dow 117 points higher. The Nasdaq is down 77 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
The recent bank failures are serving as a warning about how fragile our banking system really is. As millions of Americans panic, do you know what central banks are doing? Well, they're actually buying up gold at record levels. They're relying on it as a safe haven during these difficult times.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Of Haitians marched through the gang-ravaged zone, bursting with anger at the abduction of community nurse Alex Dorsanville and her daughter. They were taken Thursday by armed men from the campus of an aid group founded by her husband. Members of the community said the unidentified men asked for $1 million in ransom, something that's become standard as Haiti's gangs turn to slews of kidnappings to line their pockets and bleed the country dry. Hundreds have been kidnapped in Haiti this year alone. I'm Norman Hall.
Russia accusing Ukraine of another drone attack on Moscow, one of which hit a building in the capital that was struck by a drone just days ago. News and analysis at townhall.com. It is the end of the road for one of America's biggest trucking firms.
It's a sad day for workers and the American freight industry, says Teamsters General President Sean O'Brien. Troubled trucking company Yellow Corporation is shutting down and filing for bankruptcy, say the Teamsters. Yellow is based in Nashville. At one time, it had 30,000 employees across the country. The company's collapse comes just 3 years after Yellow got $700 million in pandemic-era loans from Washington. But the company was in financial trouble long before that, with industry analysts pointing to poor decision-making within the company. Experts say customers will face higher prices now as they go to competitors like FedEx. I'm Rita Foley.
Chinese state media say at least 20 people have been killed, 27 others missing in flooding surrounding China's capital, Beijing. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to our number the news of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
It's Deuce Day.
It is.
That's right.
Enjoy. Drink it in. You know, you can eat other things besides tacos today.
You can. You can absolutely. You could eat taquitos.
Yeah.
You could eat tostadas.
Yeah. Quite frankly, I'm not a fan of the Taco Tuesday people. I'm like, why do you pigeonhole me on Tuesdays?
Now, in fairness, I did have. No, that was on a Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday last week I had some fantastic tacos.
Yeah, I like tacos on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying,
taco every day.
Taco any day you want.
That's right. You could taco about whatever you want.
Yeah, just because they both have T's doesn't mean we can only do tacos on Tuesday.
That's right. There's plenty of other non-tea related activities you can enjoy on a Tuesday.
Why can't it be Tamale Tuesday?
That's right.
What's wrong with tamale? You got a problem with tamale?
All I can think about is that Jim Gaffigan bit where he worked at a Mexican where he asked, what's a tostada? It's tortilla with meat, cheese, meat, and beans. What's a taco? It's tortilla with cheese, meat, and beans. What's a burrito? It's a tortilla with cheese, meat, and beans. Yeah, it's pretty much all just the same amalgamation of nonsense. Unless you have it done right. Now, I had birria tacos last week. Now, it's only the second time in my life I've ever had those. Mm-hmm. You ever had them?
What's in it?
Birria.
What's in it?
Birria. It's oxtail. It's
I've had a lot of weird things.
I think it's oxtail, and then I think it's like a short rib or like it's some kind of beef. But it's known for like it's real true street. Like they got served to me. I had to wait.
I'd eat it.
Because they were so hot. It's just those with cheese and then a ton of sides. So where do you stand on the cilantro debate?
I am not a huge cilantro fan. Less is more with me.
More is more with me. I love cilantro.
Like
so
sometimes
much.
I've gotten burritos and there's so much cilantro in there. All I taste is cilantro and it's overpowering.
That's one of the things I loved about when we had Carl's Jr. and they had the green burrito. They did a street taco that was just basic meat, but it had diced onions and cilantro on it. That was all the toppings that were.
I think people
perfect.
overkill the cilantro a little bit for me. It less is more with me on cilantro.
See, I
don't mind a little bit.
Now, does it taste like soap to you? Because there's a lot of people that are in that category where it's like it tastes like soap.
I don't know if soap's the right word, but it is a taste.
It's just
not,
overpowering.
Yeah, it's just a taste I'm not keen on.
I'm one of those guys that like I will pile it on.
I think it's because it's a more aromatic.
And that's the thing is I tend to eat. This is going to sound odd.
Yeah.
I tend to eat with my nose.
Well, I think all of us do. We don't realize we do, but we do. And that's why I think to me that's just too aromatic to take. It's why it's like why most people are grossed out by liver and onions. I think the taste of itself is probably not that bad.
Honestly,
it's just that smell so overpowering that people don't.
I would say the name is the worst part of liver and onions.
Yeah.
Because neither one of those things sound appealing to most people. Liver and onions.
Yeah.
It doesn't like the words in the English language, the vernacular, they don't even hit the ear right.
Yeah. It's
liver,
like cheeses.
onions.
Those stinky cheeses, most people won't touch them because they stink.
Right.
I bet they're delicious if you put them in your mouth.
They kind of are.
You know what I mean?
You just got to power through. I've had Limburger. It's actually really good.
I've had some of those. I'm talking like some of those expensive, real aromatic.
There's a sheep's milk cheese that is like particularly piquant. And I kind of don't like that one.
And
I didn't like blue cheese until I was a grown up.
Right. Well,
I love it now.
People don't realize that the cheese and the process and stuff, it's kind of like mold.
Yeah, it's mold. You just gotta dive in and enjoy your mold.
You know, it's like the kimchi deal here. The real kimchi that sat in a hole for 6 months.
It's and we talked about it when Nook was here, but I genuinely want to try the century egg. It's not 100 years old as the name would imply, but what they do is they bury it in like salt for like 4 months.
It's being cured, basically.
Salt cures an egg. And I'd love to try because it sounds delightful, but just the way that it's presented, it's all brown and gross looking.
Well, like salt cured meats, like country ham, is good for a minute, but it's too salty, and that's what I'll be worried about. It's like, am I just going to taste a big, nasty, salty egg?
Right.
Is that what I'm eating here?
Kind of.
Or is there going to be like country ham? I like it, but it's too dang salty, because you don't even need to refrigerate country ham. It's been cured and smoked, and it literally, that's
it's
how the
pork,
colonial folks would eat their ham.
That's right.
And but
You're
to me,
really touching tips with your ancestors on that one.
But I'm not a fan of that's too salty of a meat for me.
There is a certain salt limit that I hit, and usually that limit is like Spam. I can handle Spam, but there's a certain line where I'm like, okay, I've had it.
I can't eat Spam by itself. I've got to indoctrinate it into something.
Yeah, well, usually like with an egg on top or with
pasta.
Something to kind of just. I've never had it with pasta.
I you know what?
That's actually kind of sounds revolting. I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what's not bad? If you don't feel like cooking, and you get like a pastaroni box of your choosing, Alfredo, whatever, Parmesan, whatever. And just then cut up and it is make that. That takes about 5 minutes. You pour the noodles in the box, and then you fry up Spam and put them together, and maybe throw some peas in there or something. It's not actually bad for a quick, simple dinner.
That actually might be kind of good. I'd have to try it.
Yeah. I do that quite a bit.
The peas kind of pushed me over the line.
Well, I don't always do that. I'm just saying, if
at that point you got to throw a can of cream of mushroom soup in it to glop it up a bit.
That's if you just are trying to create something a little bit more
hardy
or colorful or different mouthfeel or something, But generally, I'll just throw the Spam and then some, pasta, and then I just mix together and eat it out of the bowl.
It's a random thought, but my son told me over the weekend that he's into peas and carrots now.
Good for him.
I mean, it's a weird thing for a 4-year-old to come up and tell you, but
hey, proud of you.
Yeah, good job, bud.
Now you're going to get them in mass quantities.
That's
peas
right.
and carrots.
Veg-all, my friend. Veg-all.
I always wonder, like, who came up with the vegetable combinations for, like, mixed veggies and succotash and peas and carrots? Like, who's the one that said, yeah, peas and carrots in a can together?
A lot of it comes from colonial recipes because a lot of the, like, if you look at, like, Cornish game hens and a lot of, like, the more gamey meats, they tended to come with what's called mirepoix, which is a combination of, I believe it's onions, carrots, celery.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think peas. I think. But it's basically just kind of like it's more aromatic vegetables, but it's also to kind of like take away some of the over
gaminess.
Time, I think that we just sort of associated peas and carrots together.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump didn't hurt also.
But the thing is, I love peas by themselves.
I never really thought of the phrase peas and carrots until Forrest Gump.
Yeah, Forrest Gump solidified
That's
peas
right.
and carrots.
He's
Like peas and
really
carrots.
carrying the heavy load in peas and carrots. In the PNC market, it's really Forrest Gump's game.
I blame Big Reese.
As in the peanut butter cup?
Yes. Big Reese. They kept talking about how you dipped your peanut butter in my chocolate and you chocolate my peanut butter, and everyone was like, oh, that's a marriage made in heaven. And then everyone just started wanting to do that, and peas and carrots boy showed up.
That's right.
That's what happened.
There's certain things that just go together, like peas and carrots, or peanut butter and chocolate, or peanut butter and ladies. You know, there's just certain things that go together.
Exactly. Hey, while we're talking about all this delicious food, let's bring we got to talk about the health council.
Let's talk about the health council. Hey, I brought up peas and carrots. That's pretty healthy.
That's right. You're true. That is true.
That's right.
Although there is ways to make that unsavory or unhealthy. Very savory, unhealthy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mostly involving gravy.
Or you, yes.
Like a thick brown.
So what you do is you take them peas and carrots, and then you put it in a pie with chicken and gravy, and then you put a crust on it.
I don't know why that just made me happy. That's
Chicken
just
pot pie.
The thought of a chicken pot pie actually made me a happy boy.
You know what I love, and this might be just from as a kid and a child thing. When it comes to the pot pie world, still to this day, one of my favorite pies, those little pot pies, is the 99-cent Banquet.
Oh, yeah.
Turkey pot pie.
Really? With the turkey?
My favorite.
I love the ghetto pie. I've always loved it because
But that little 99-cent one, the turkey one. And I don't know if it's because my grandmother, they were on sale. She'd buy the turkey ones. And so I would have one of those. And to me, that was like McDonald's night. You know what I mean? It was like party.
Like the Banquet turkey especially was kind of gamey.
And maybe it's a memory. It's a sense. I think I associate with a happier time.
You don't realize just how much of your particular palate is associated with your childhood.
Yeah,
which
memories.
is why I'm terrified for my children. I am terrified for my children.
That Banquet turkey pot pie was one of my go-tos as a kid, or one of my favorites, and to this day.
Now, I would land on the chicken for sure. Because
I do love the chicken, too.
The Banquet pie specifically, because it gets this weird level of, like, crisp and then softness in the middle.
And you had to bake them in the oven, because there was no microwavable version of those. To this day,
it came in a metal pan.
Yeah, I think to this day, if you buy them, they still are like that.
Yep.
You can get a microwave version from Banquet, but the ones I'm talking about, it's literally a little box, and you put it in the oven for 40 minutes or whatever.
I got to tell you, though, the I don't know if we have a guess, but the Marie Callender's creamy portobello chicken pot pie is like gourmet version of the Banquet pot pie. It's one of my favorite things.
I've seen it. I've never had it.
Like foods in general, it's one of my favorites. It's awesome.
I'll have to grab one next time.
That's a real single dad thought, but it's awesome.
I'm going to try one next time I go to the grocery store. I'll grab one. We got the folks from the Chavez County Health Council joining us here. I hope that's who's in the lobby there. It's supposed to be in the lobby.
Who are you?
I haven't seen anybody. I've been stuck in here. But this Saturday is the big health expo. Going to be happening at the Convention and Civic Center. Of course, the big bubble run with Boys and Girls Club will be that morning, and then they've got the mammary screenings I saw on there. The Bloodmobile is going to be doing there, and lots of other stuff. So we'll get the latest from the ladies from the Health Council here in just a bit. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update. Cowboys report is in there.
Ooh.
So we're going to, and I'll give you the commander's report right after.
The commander update.
Yeah, and then I'm going to say what I want to say after that. I know. We're a Cowboys group. I have to like the Cowboys.
No. We just have to play the Cowboys.
That's just true.
I have said, I have every remote I do, I have T-shirts to give away. And I always say, if you need like a new cloth diaper for your baby or something to clean your windshield off with, it's fantastic for that. It's great for rags.
Yeah, they're great for car washes.
Right.
So we'll work in a Cowboys report, too, this hour. Before we do any of that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today. We'll be in the low 100s by afternoon, and we should get sunshine most of the day, but we do have some humid air coming in from the south, and that'll bring us scattered showers and thunderstorms later on. Cloudy overnight with low 70s, and then maybe a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon again on Wednesday, but sunny for most of the day, and our afternoon high in the low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 80 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 42%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. They're saying there's a 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 3 today. Mostly sunny and hot with a high of 101. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at the rain showers, mainly before 9 p.m. tonight. So there's your sweet spot, folks. 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. is our best chances at rain. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 73. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain for your Wednesday afternoon. Mostly sunny and a high of 102 otherwise. Thursday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny and a high of 103. Friday, after Thursday, they're not really talking rain. Friday, just sunny and hot, 104. Saturday, sunny and hot, 105. And then Sunday, sunny and 104 once again. So rain chances for the afternoons for the next couple days. That, as of right now, is supposed to taper off after Thursday. All right, it is 8:20. We're going to take a quick minute and a half break, and then we're going to have the folks from the Chaves County Health Council join us. Don't go away.
Join us at the Eddy County Fair, where we gather to honor the diligent young individuals driving southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industry forward. Let us come together at the Eddy County Fair to applaud and recognize the outstanding individuals who contribute to the growth and prosperity of our state. Pecos Valley Production takes pride in the accomplishments of our young farmers and ranchers and proudly supports the FFA and 4-H and is committed to the agricultural industry. PecosValleyProduction.com. Support your local farmer, fresh from our farm to you.
They're watching you. They see your social media posts. They follow your family, your friends, and your interests online because they're planning on taking your money. All of it. They're con artists. They'll use your social information to build your trust and lure you into once-in-a-lifetime investments with promises of high guaranteed returns. But it can be avoided. The Securities Division of New Mexico's Regulation and Licensing Department can help. Learn to spot the red flags of investment scams at rld.nm.gov/red flags or call 505-476-4580.
As part of the ongoing effort to keep the roads of New Mexico safe, we would like to share a list of things you should never attempt behind the wheel of your automobile.
Texting your friends, wrestling your friends, eating a sandwich, making a sandwich, hugging your kids, buckling your kids, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, flossing your teeth, adjusting your seat, rubbing your feet, reading the paper, using a shaver, applying makeup,
You get
applying
the
to
point.
college.
A large number of car crashes occur when the driver is doing something other than driving. Drive safe, New Mexico.
Paid for by the New Mexico Department of Transportation and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and the station.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Jennifer, back with the Chaves County Health Council, and then Rick with Boys and Girls Club back with us as well. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
How's, I know, probably a little bit of running around with like a chicken with your head cut off this week, because Saturday, we're days away now
Yes.
Last time we talked, we're weeks. Time before that, we're like months out. Now we're days away. This Saturday is the annual Chaves County Health Expo, and it's going to be taking place mostly at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. It kind of kicks off around the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. We're going to start early with the Bubble Run, which is all the Boys and Girls Club fun run. Come out with bubbles, just dress up. You want to be serious? You can. But most people will not be. And you have to understand, they're just coming and having fun. But we're raising money for the Boys and Girls Club, and we're also, doing healthy stuff. And so that's going to kind of kick off Saturday, right? I don't think there's much earlier before you guys, right?
We start, we start check-in and, final purchases for tickets if you want to jump on at the last minute at 6:30, and then the race starts at 7 a.m.
Very good. You can, I know if you go to the Chaves County Health Council Facebook page, you'll find links to register for the Bubble Run. Also, if you want to get some of the screenings that we'll tell you about here in a minute, you definitely want to make sure you listen up for some of that too. So we'll get you that information in a minute. But if you want to sign up for the run, it's not too late. You can still sign up.
You still can sign up. There's no guarantee that we're going to have shirts anymore because we've already placed that order.
Yes.
But you can jump onto either the Health Expo Facebook page or the Boys and Girls Club Facebook page. They both have links to get you over to those tickets to purchase them.
So then once you register, where do they need to be at what time on Saturday?
So 6:30 is when you start check-ins.
Okay.
So you want to probably be there around that time.
And where are you guys gathering at?
We're going to be right there by the convention center.
Okay.
Like we were right between the convention center and the museum.
Okay, perfect. So you see a gathering of people there, park your car in one of the lots there, and see the gathering of people about 6:30 in the morning. Probably not going to be a whole lot of else people out at 6:30 in the morning, except for our runners. So they'll be easy to spot.
Exactly.
They'll be the ones wearing all the bubbles and weird stuff. But yeah, come bring the whole family. This is a fun run. So bring your friends, bring as many as you want. Sure, if you want to be serious and try to break records, by all means, knock yourself out. But really, this is all about raising awareness, getting some exercise, raising awareness for Boys and Girls Club here, and getting out and being a part of your community. So, and by the time you're done running everything, you'll be good and ready to get into the air conditioning of the convention center and do some of the other events that are part of the health fair.
As long as you bring a change of clothes, because you are going to get wet.
Yeah, you are going to, of course, what is this supposed to be on Saturday? 10 what? Of course, at that time of the morning, but
still be about 80 degrees at that point in time.
But I figure you just hang outside for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
you're not wet anymore.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Or you're sweaty wet. And
exactly.
But we'll bring a change of clothes, and you don't have to worry about that. But in case you do get, bubblies and stuff, and look, all that, and you do actually sweat and get dirty because you are running.
Exactly.
You're doing physical activity, but then right after that, kind of when that, then everything will be kind of kicking off there in the actual convention center itself. I know if you want to take advantage of some of the screenings, you need to pre-register and do that now. Don't wait till Saturday. For instance, if you want a mammogram, you probably need to go to the Health Council's Facebook page and click that link to sign up to get an appointment for your mammogram.
Yes,
there at the event.
Yeah, it's important for the mammograms to sign up early, especially if you're needing to utilize the funding that we have.
Okay, yeah, if you don't have insurance.
Yeah, if you don't have insurance, or maybe you have a really high deductible on your insurance, it can help pay for those costs.
Yeah.
So, and you need to sign up early because we'll run out of space.
Especially if you don't have insurance that's going to pay for it, you should be there.
Yes.
At least if you have insurance, schedule it and get it done. But if you don't, come. Please sign up. Get online and sign up. But get out there, and if you're in the window where you're of the age window where you're supposed to be having your regular mammograms and all that, this is the easiest thing you can do to avoid it. Because, yes, breast cancer can be really bad. And some of the, but if you detect it early, it's not a big deal. It literally, it's like colon cancer is the same way. It's that if they spot it early, it's a minor inconvenience. If they don't and you let it go unchecked, it's a death sentence. And it's too easy to just go have a mammogram. So please, if you don't have insurance or whatever, then by golly, sign up for this free one that way, you at least know where you stand right now, and we can worry about the rest later. But get that done, get that checked, especially if you haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, this is a great time because, you don't have to wait months for an appointment.
Yeah.
You can just get on our Facebook page, find the link to sign up, and you're ready to go for Saturday, and it's done.
Yeah, absolutely. So get it done, and if it has been a while, the equipment is a lot. Since they've entered the digital world here. I'm not saying it's a day at the park, because yes, they still squeeze and pinch and all that, but it's not as bad, and it's much more detail. That a little less comfortable, or less uncomfortable, I should say. But the digital imagery that they get, it's far superior. And
they're doing 3D ones.
And to be honest, when these first came out, people were getting a lot of false, because they're seeing so much more, and they're like, I'm seeing things, I have no idea what to this. We need to dig further. It's a lot of nothing. Turned out it was no big deal, but because the imagery is so much better, they're seeing a much clearer picture of what's going on there, and they were literally seeing things they've never seen before because they didn't have the ability to see it. That's why. And now with these mammograms, they can. So, but I think they kind of worked that out now. So when you go to a mammogram, for a while there, if you're getting a mammogram, there's a lot of women that were scared, and men too, that were getting them because they're like, hey, we're seeing a little something. We need to do follow-up. And, of course, our brain goes right to cancer, but please get that done. Don't forget, too, if you're going to do some of the, screenings for diabetes, the blood sugar screenings, don't forget, you have to fast for those. So if you just roll up and have a big old breakfast at Denny's and then roll in to the thing to get your glucose screen, you're not going to get an accurate reading. It's a waste of your time. Don't do that. But if you want to do the screenings and make sure you see your blood sugar, or seeing if you're pre-diabetic or close or maybe out of that window, you can do, but you got to do the 12-hour fasting and all that stuff. No drinking after midnight or eating after midnight and all that stuff. The blood mobile will be there too, so you can sign up now for blood if you want. If you're in your window to donate blood, or you haven't donated blood in a while and like to donate blood. Great way to do that. Come out, they'll have the blood mobile out there, and you sit in their real comfy little chair bed thingies, and they feed you cookies and tea and stuff afterwards, and you're really. This is I tell people all the time. I try to say this on the radio. One of the simplest things you can do that has the greatest impact on helping others is donating blood. It costs you nothing, really. It costs you 40 minutes of sitting around waiting for them to take a pint out of you. And after that, they load you with goodies, and then you go home. But that pint of blood you just donate is going to save a life in a week or two. And that's just what's going to happen. And you can do that every couple months. So if you want to get help, be someone that helps out, but you're like, I'm not working in a ditch. I'm not going to work a cake line or nothing. Go donate blood. It's a great way to do that. And plus, you get to learn about you. When they do your screenings, you'll find out about your blood pressure, blood type, and they also do some screenings within your making sure you're able to donate blood. And so get an appointment.
Yes.
They will take walk-ins, but I'm guessing at that festival or at the health fair, it's going to be pretty much by appointment because it's probably going to be stacked the whole time. There's people out there.
Yeah, they're trying to get everybody to sign up early.
Yeah.
We have all the information for that also on our Facebook page, or they can call 211 if you don't have Facebook. That's the perfect way to get information is call 211.
And that's everything we talked about. If you're like, where's that bubble run thing? Call 211 and they'll be happy to do that too. So what's some of the other screenings and things I may have missed that we want to kind of highlight or spotlight?
I know that most of them, they'll do basic blood pressures and things like that.
Ones that really don't require any prerequisite work on you. It's just, hey, roll up your sleeve. Let's see what's going on there.
Yeah, just to see where you are. And it's just going to be a lot of information on where you can go to, get a doctor, get a primary care if you don't have one, know what's in town.
Yeah, you get to meet all the different, because a lot of our health-related businesses and industries are going to be there talking about their services and things. So if you're thinking, I'm looking for a good behavioral health specialist, come on out. You get to shop around and talk to people. Or you're like, hey, I love my doctor, but they're so busy, and I never get to say, maybe I can find, you know what I mean? If that's whatever your story is, or maybe it's, I'm in that window. I'm in my 50s, and last time I saw a doctor was, the health fair about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Then it's time for you to come.
Yeah, definitely come out and see. There's probably some new doctors in town.
I would be willing to guess. But there's also a lot of other, so if you want to learn more about community-based stuff, there's going to be a lot of those tents and things. Like, you want to learn more about Boys and Girls Club, come on out. When you're done running and everything, you can come and learn more and talk about opportunities for your children through Boys and Girls Club, through the after-school program, or now that we're kind of getting out of the summer phase and getting into the school phase. So priorities and your curriculum really takes a shift during that time, from summer back to school time.
Definitely does, yep.
So if you want to get into some of the back to school and fall activities, now's the time to start talking to Boys and Girls Club. Maybe, hey, your children hit that age and like, I got to pick them up from school and work. How do I navigate that? Boys and Girls Club might have a solution for you. Yeah. So talk to them. Speaking of that, speaking of the update, what do you guys, what's planned for the fall? What do you guys, what's coming up here? Anything you want to kind of spotlight or let public know about?
I think one of the biggest things is we're $20 a month this year, and that includes all days. We've got some really good programs that are being put together, which I'm really excited for. But we pick up from 8 different schools. So we do Pecos, Nancy Lopez.
You guys are really grown.
Yeah, so we wanted to give families around here the best possible chance to have their kids be able to come to the club and be able to enjoy what we have there and all the different programs that we do. And so we decided $20 a month, and that, like I said, includes all days. So let's say Labor Day comes up and you're trying to figure out what you do with your kid. If you've paid that $20 for that month and you're coming like you're supposed to,
sure,
you get to drop them off, and you don't have to pay anything extra.
You weren't fortunate enough to get Labor Day off. You had to work.
No, I get to work that day.
But I'm just saying, like, if you, the public, my kid's off school, but I got to work, so we can't go anywhere. So guess what?
Yep.
Come to Boys and Girls Club, and they can hang out with their friends and kind of get involved in the curriculum. And that's just it. That's the cool part about Boys and Girls Club. Yes, there's the counselors and things that kind of keep everything above board, but it's especially the older kids. It's more curriculum based by the kids. The kids kind of plot and plan the activities they want to do and how they do it, and so it's kind of that learning tool as well. The younger kids kind of it's social. It's there's a lot of things that we need to teach our children or get our kids involved in that you can't just teach on your own or just you as a parent. You need to get them. Boys and Girls Club is one of those things that really teaches your kids some of those things that you as a parent just can't say, here's a book, read it, and now you know how to work with people. You know what I mean? You got to let them get in the sandbox and play a little bit.
Exactly.
And the Boys and Girls Club is a sandbox that lets them do that. and obviously, as they're younger, then it's more adult run. But as you get some of the teenagers and things, it's kind of more on them to decide what direction some of the activities and things they do go on and where they want to take it. Do they want to turn it into something kind of like a project or a business or something, or is it just, hey, we want to do fun games and activities? It's choice is theirs.
Yep.
So, but anyway, learn more about that. There will be school supplies given away on a first come first serve basis. Yes. That's always a big deal. With and kind of the big carrot dangle that gets people to come out, and because believe it or not, people aren't rushing to get their cholesterol checked. There ain't people on Saturday, baby, cholesterol check.
Yes.
Woo! They're not doing that.
Yes.
But they may like, wait a minute. Oh, free backpacks and school supplies for my kids? I'm there,
Yeah.
So, yes, that's why we're doing it. And then when you get the back, go get your cholesterol checked.
Yeah, Western Sky Community Care is bringing over 250 backpacks, and then most of the vendors are bringing backpacks as well.
Sweet.
So we're going to have a lot. We're hoping over 300 backpacks, and we have other prizes too. So it's not just prizes for kids.
Sure.
We do have prizes for kids. We got bikes. We have tech gifts, and we also have stuff for adults too.
And if I remember right last time, y'all got some sweet bikes this year. You were talking about last time. I guess you got a donation or able to procure some highly bikes that'll be highly coveted by your kids.
Yes. So we purchased the bikes this year from Moonrock Outfitters.
Okay.
And so they're a higher quality bike this year. So they're much nicer, and
are these
they'll
more
last
like
longer.
Dirt like with the big knobby tire. You know what I mean? Okay.
No, they're just regular bikes, but
Okay.
they're better.
Okay. I just hear like
they're not
mountain
the
biking.
Walmart specials.
Gotcha. Check out my jump. Yeah. The fork just bent that way.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything about that as a kid jumping things. No, nothing.
We've never done that.
No. I always wore my helmet.
That's right. You know,
What helmet?
Right, exactly.
No helmet.
I didn't know they had helmets till I was 30.
Yeah.
What's a helmet, kid, Dad? I don't know. Something they put on people's heads. Yeah, I get you. But yeah, you're right. Come out and see everything that's part of the health fair, and yes, kid centric. But by the way, too, if you need the shots and stuff, getting your kids up to date, ready for that, there's resources to help you navigate through all of that at the Health Expo as well, too.
Yes.
If you do have your kids' shot records, bring them. That will make that process a little bit easier, so they can know, okay, yeah, we're good to go and all that. And I think if you don't have them, I think you can go talk to the New Mexico Department of Health. If your child is in New Mexico, every person that's in New Mexico that has shot records. Now, unfortunately, if you're from Texas or from another state and you're new, they can't get those. But if you are New Mexico, been here a while, and they got a history on you, then they got it.
Yeah, New Mexico Department of Health will be there, and they'll have information on their Got Shots clinics that they have going on right now.
And of course, if the Department of Health said, they're probably going to be there with all of their services. So if it's the shot stuff, or if you need help with some of the financial or some of the other programs that are through the health department, they'll have experts there to kind of help you navigate through all that kind of stuff too. So again, that's not the part people going, yes, Department of Health, woo! It's the backpacks and the run and all. That's what we're doing. I can't remember, we talked about it last time, but I was asked to confirm. Is the traveling or the walking colon going to be there this year?
Not this year.
No colon to walk through.
Not
Sorry.
this year. We're hoping to get them back next year,
All
but
right.
not this year, unfortunately. Hey, everybody's going to be sad to not have it.
Well,
there,
there's
'cause
so
it's
many.
fun.
It's fun.
It
They
is
ever
really
get to crack
fun.
dumb jokes, and it's just earlier I was saying I think they should update it. Now that the Creed movies and everyone loves Rocky movies, I think we should call it the Polyp Punch Out, and basically make the big tunnel, but then make like the polyps kind of like those punching bags in Rocky. You know what I'm talking about? And so as you're going through and you see a polyp there, you can just and goes kind of and you polyp punching, and we just remind people to punch out polyps.
New campaign.
See, I think that should be the next level of the strolling colon. So, but here's the thing, folks. Everything's going to kind of kick off early here. The race, everything starts at 6:30. Is about 8 or so when everything kind of opens up in the convention center.
Yeah,
there.
the expo itself starts at 8 a.m.
Yes.
And we run until 12. We'll start doing our giveaways at 11.
Okay.
And if you enter for the giveaways, you've got to be there.
Yes, you must be present to claim your prize.
If you're not there and we call your name, we're just going to move on to the next one, and you're going to miss out on some really, really good stuff.
Yeah. So,
and all of our vendors, there's a lot that are going to be doing their own giveaways at their table.
Yeah. So you can little we call it side swag. You can win some side swag while you're walking around.
Yes, and there's always really great stuff that people are giving away.
That's
and
just
good
it.
information.
That's the thing is you just need to stroll through and meet all the booths. We can't really. There's so many different, and all of it is, could be healthcare related, could be of life. It's all kind of in that quality of life vein of vendors and things. So
it's all health and wellness and making sure that you're good.
Like, don't you have some folks on hand? Like if you're retirement planning, things like that. There's that. So it's not all about heart and muscles, and it's about, hey, let's build your nest egg. Hey, let's that's all your health too. That's part of your mental health. You ever notice when you're not broke, you're happy? When you're broke, you're not happy?
Yes, I do.
Mental health. But that's it. This event is really, so if you're just thinking, well, it's not I don't need backpacks or anything like that, then come out, meet some of the different vendors, learn. Or get involved. If you're saying, hey, I'm new to the community, I'm looking for places to volunteer and get involved, you're going to find a whole platform of different organizations, both for-profit and nonprofit, that'll be in one facility you can talk to and listen and kind of say, you know what, I love what these folks are doing. I'd like to get more involved with that.
Yeah, definitely. And come hit up the Travis County Health Council because we're always looking for new members to join.
Always looking for volunteers to serve.
Good in your community. It's the perfect place to be.
Absolutely. And I would imagine, too, I know most of your staff and things are, it's paid and things, but a lot of the programs and curriculum are community-based and things. So if you're like, hey, I love doing my hobby or I love doing my thing, bring it to the Boys and Girls Club. Maybe they say, hey, we would love to have you do some things with the kids on woodworking or whatever your passion is. They're always looking for volunteers to kind of share their talents with the kids kind of thing. Is that still?
So we're not so much taking volunteers as much as we'd like to right now, but we're always looking for ways to introduce new things to the kids.
Gotcha.
So, we have NMSU ICANN that comes by. We've had, the police department and the fire department. So we have different places come by and teach them different things as well.
Always looking for more of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Good deal. And I'm sure if you want to learn more about with your kids and things, don't hesitate to reach out. If you just do the Boys and Girls Club search on, put Roswell or Southeast New Mexico in your Facebook there, it'll pop right up, and then you can, because I think the way you guys are kind of structured, you kind of cover Lincoln, Chavez, and so you got a bigger footprint than just Roswell.
Yeah, we cover Chavez and Lincoln County. So if you put in, Roswell Boys and Girls Club, whether or on Google, it'll pull up directly to our page, and then we've got a brand new website that you can go in and get specific information. Or if you jump onto our Facebook page, that'll give you information for both, but it'll still give you some good information.
Good deal. Excellent. So, yeah, that's just something, we all think of Roswell Boys and Girls Club. Yeah, and that's the name and what we call it. But the way it's structured, really the Boys and Girls Club, it does, they cover Chavez, Lincoln County. Yep. So it's much bigger than Roswell. So folks in Dexter, Hagerman, Ruidoso, come talk. It's all part of the same family here. So, and then don't forget, this Saturday is the big health expo for 2023. If you need to get a mammogram or you want to sign up for one of the screenings or sign up for the bubble run here with, you still have time. Again, go on Facebook, look for Chavez County Health Council. Or if you want to sign up for mammary and stuff, you need to go to Chavez County. Boys and Girls Club would love to help you, but they have no links to get mammograms.
They'll point you back to us.
So you can go there and then you can sign up. You'll see as you go down, you'll see all the different events, like for the blood drive. If you want to sign up, there's a link to get a blood drive appointment, or if you want to get the mammogram, sign up. There's a link there to get that. If you want to sign up for the bubble run, there's a link to take you to do that. But you got to get it done like today, because all this is happening Saturday. Saturday.
A lot faster than you think.
Yes. Absolutely.
It'll be here before you know it.
And now let me ask, this might be a dumb question. If someone just so happens, they're like, oh, that's this weekend, I would love to have a booth at the event. Are we full?
Full.
Okay. I thought so, but I figured I'd ask.
Been full for the last month.
I figured, but I would just say, well, you never know. Somebody backs out or something changes at the last minute here.
We usually don't have anybody back out. Usually if they signed up, they're pretty committed to being there.
And there's a reason why they signed up quick. It's because a lot of folks do come out. This is an annual event. It's kind of tradition here, and families just know, oh, back to school time. Guess what's happening before back to school? The health fair, so we can go and do the screenings, get the kids ready for school, get the some of the vouchers or some of the backpacks and things. By the way, Dad's gonna get scheduled for a colonoscopy, and we're gonna.
And if your kids need a haircut too, we've got the Olympian Beauty College is.
Are they doing cuts on site, or are they doing vouchers?
They're not doing cuts on site. They're going to do vouchers again.
Perfect.
So they're going to be handing those out. Go get you a free haircut for your kid.
I don't blame the convention centers. Like, man, we're not good at sweeping all that hair.
No, it's too much of a process.
Our floors don't slide the hair like the barbershop. It just gets stuck up.
That carpet just sucks it all.
Yeah, it doesn't get the that floor. It slides right off there. You just hose it down. It's good to go. But please, and if you've never been to the health fair, please make this your first one this Saturday. Like I said, 8 a.m. is when kind of the doors open and everything gets underway. it's over by noon. So if you come out at 2 and 3, guess what? You'll be like, dang, this health fair is kind of quiet. It's because it's over.
Yeah, usually we're out of there like 12:30.
Yeah, it's a half a day thing. So you've got the afternoon to do what you want. Maybe go out and enjoy some, maybe you ran in the morning, go out and have a nice family picnic in the afternoon.
Get your back to school shopping done because it's tax-free
Yeah,
weekend.
tax-free weekends this weekend too.
Yep.
I forgot about that. So get that done and take advantage of that. If you want the rules on that, you can go to the state's website. They've got because there's rules on like how much clothing is up to an X amount. Like, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending, you can't buy $10,000 shoes and get them tax-free.
No.
They won't let you do that. I don't know why can't my kid have $10,000 shoes and get? I'm just kidding, but no, there is limits on some of that. Yeah. There is. So if you're out there trying to buy Armani suits and trying to get them tax free, they're going to be like, no, I don't think you need that for school. Sorry. But you want to buy other clothes that you wear every day, then those are good. So, is there anything about this weekend we missed? Anything we wanted to cover that I spaced out or just got sidetracked on?
No, just come out and have a good time.
Bring your family.
Support all the organizations that are.
Is there going to be some food trucks and things too, so people are hungry?
So the Stellar Satellite food truck is going to be out there.
Get your morning pick-me-up.
Yep. Get you some coffee. Get you some scones,
nice.
which are my favorite. They have tea, Italian sodas. They have all kinds of good stuff.
So
and it supports Chaves County CASA.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with CASA, they do 1,000 things. But the big thing they do is they're the voice for children in the courts. And
they're going to be out there, and they're going to have a booth, and you're not going to want to miss the CASA booth. They're going to have a puppy kissing booth with the courthouse facility dogs.
Oh.
So you're going to want to come out and visit with the dogs
no
and
tongue,
get more. Get more information about maybe becoming a volunteer with CASA and helping kids in the foster care system.
Absolutely, yeah, and don't realize there's so many facets of that. It's not all about they need the court advocates, and that's the kind of the more the big focus. But there's so many programs working with the kids and helping them through their platform, getting them in touch with other resources and things. So.
There's so many programs. We help kids, families, everybody.
Yeah, it's everything from the home skills and life skills and things like that to being the voice when there is the violence or those situations that do come up. So, but anyway, this Saturday everything's going 8 a.m. Be at by the parking lot there at 6:30 if you're wanting to do the bubble run and everything. Come ready to get wet.
Yep.
And no Armani suits for that, unless you're just a little weird.
Yeah.
But
that would be an expensive run for you.
We're not going to judge you.
Not to mention uncomfortable. I mean, it is. It's. And granted, it's 6:30 in the morning. It's still going to be like 80 at that point. So I just, you do you. But come have fun with it. Beam it up. I'd love to see that. Like, get some videos. I'd love to see like some social media on Saturday of people with little photos and videos of their goofy outfits and their goofy little, themed, maybe, hey, I'd say pick themes. You guys be the Flintstones.
Yeah.
You guys go be, I don't know. Let me pick something more modern.
Jetsons?
Yeah. Jetsons. It's very modern. Future. But you know what I mean? Pick a theme, have fun with it. That's what it's all about. It's coming and raising some money for Boys and Girls Club, but for you getting out there, getting fun, getting physical, and just reminding folks to stay active. We always talk about the diet and everything else, but if you run and be active, when you make a mistake on your diet, because we all do, that makes it a little more forgiving. But
it's for the whole family too.
Yeah,
so it's for all ages. It's going to be fun. I'm sure kids are going to love the bubbles because. You can't go wrong with bubbles and kids.
I forgot to ask. It's all running, right? Feet. Can you do roller skates or bicycles, or is it all running?
I would consider probably just running this time, just because there is going to be all those bubbles. It's literally foam bogs.
Okay,
there's 3 of them.
So you might be handicapped with the bike.
Yeah, and we don't want that happening.
Okay, and that's why I just want to ask, because I know sometimes in fun runs, some people like to scoot or do other things. I was like, well, let let me ask before we tell people on that. So it is recommended because of the bubble situation.
Yes.
That you go on foot, and you go with map in hand and Shrek can go blazing the trail. Over here, boys! Come on. Good deal. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see y'all next week. We'll see you next week. She's going to be somewhere else. But
Yep.
You're not leaving right. It's like Sunday afternoon. She's like, I'm on the plane. I'm out. See ya.
I'm actually leaving Sunday afternoon.
So pretty close.
Yeah.
She's got to stop for dinner first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, have fun. Enjoy your time, your off time. That'll be great. Last hurrah before the fall here. So good deal. And of course, if anybody has any questions about anything we talked about here, don't forget Chavez County Health Council Facebook page. Probably has all the answers you have for anything here.
Yeah, you can message us there too.
Shoot a message if you don't find the answer, and someone will answer you too. You also find links for the Boys and Girls Club Fun Run in there, but don't forget, just type in Boys and Girls Club Southeast New Mexico,
Chavez
Lincoln County in the search, and it'll pop right up there on the search, and then you can like and follow that and stay up to date on things if you're interested in more about the programs and opportunities for your family through Boys and Girls Club.
And if you're not on Facebook, call 211.
Yes, 211, and don't forget 211. If you need to write it down, put it in your pocket, whatever you do, that number is available to you, not 24/7. Don't call it 2 in the morning, but if you have medical or health or just information, need information about that stuff. Maybe you're new to town and you're trying to find a doctor. Maybe you're like, I hear there's resources for free health care here and there, but I need to access it. How do I do all that? 211 is that number you call, and they put you in touch. Now, if you have a medical emergency, if you call it and say, my hand's on fire, go to the hospital. Yes. It's not for medical emergencies. But if you're like, hey, I'm due for some testing, who does that in this town? And they can do that. Or, hey, I need help with these assist, anything, and it comes, even family service stuff. You're like, hey, my family needs, how do we get on with food stamps, and how do we get in that program, and how we do that? Call that number, they'll tell you exactly what you need. 211 will point you in the right direction. Do that kind of stuff. And so that's what that number's for. It's not a 24/7 hotline. If it's an emergency or anything like that, continue to use 911. But if you're just like, hey, recommend me a doctor in town for hip surgery, they can put you in touch with the people you need to do on that, or anything like that, or if you're just like, hey, I'm looking for resources on medications and how do I get discounts on beds and stuff. I always see stuff and who do I talk to? Call that number. They'll be happy to put you in touch with the people. Or if like you hear some about the New Mexico Department of Health programs, like with the phones and tablets, you're like, I heard about that stuff, but I'm not really sure. Call 211. They can kind of put you in touch with the people to learn more about that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So that's what that number's for. So good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And have a good trip, and we'll see you Saturday, and then we'll see you next week as well, too.
Definitely.
Good deal. All right. Stay cool.
Yes.
Hopefully one day I'm going to tell you to stay warm again. I know today I don't feel like we'll ever say that again, ever, because it's been 150 for 7 months straight now. But one day,
maybe
I'm going to tell you to bundle up, and you're going to be thankful. All right, it is 8:55. Let's take a quick break before news. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Sorello. 3 prescribed burns on the Smoky Bear Ranger District in the Lincoln National Forest are tentatively scheduled to begin on Thursday and continue through next week as conditions allow. Work will take place on the Brazil Push, which is a 90-acre portion of forest between Ruidoso and Capitan. Jack's Peak, a 250-acre portion of land located near Ancho, and the Smoky Bear Administration Site, which is located in Ruidoso. Lincoln National Forest Fire Staff Officer Dave Bales emphasizes the conditions in the area will be closely monitored in the days leading up, during, and following the prescribed burn. Chavez County Sheriff's deputies, who are canine officers, will be traveling to a special training session in Scottsdale, Arizona. County commissioners approved the request for travel for deputies Nathaniel De La Cerda and Gage Kennard. The HITS Canine Training and Instruction Seminar will give the pair valuable training and insight that they'll use when they return to work in Chavez County. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Hi, everyone. With your Dallas Cowboys training camp report, I'm Christy Scales in Oxnard, California, where a former soccer player got help this spring from a former Cowboys Super Bowl winner. You'll hear from Brandon Aubrey after this.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Go behind the scenes at the home of the Dallas Cowboys with AT&T Stadium Tours presented by SeatGeek. See what makes AT&T Stadium a unique, world-class facility by taking a VIP guided tour. Check out the owner's experience or indulge in an exclusive art tour. Walk through the locker rooms, step on the playing field, check out the contemporary art collection, and more. There's something for everyone. Book your tickets today. Visit attstadium.com/tours for tickets and information.
The open competition at Cowboys training camp between kickers Tristan Vizcaino and Brandon Aubrey got underway yesterday, with each making all 3 of his field goal attempts. Aubrey is from Plano, Texas. He's a former college and MLS soccer player who switched from soccer to football just 2 seasons ago in the USFL, and this season was coached by former Cowboys kicker Chris Boniol.
Coach Boniol was awesome for me. He was able to walk me through a bunch of the situations and scenarios that happen on game day, so I'd be comfortable and ready when they arose.
Yesterday, the league suspended Cowboy veteran running back Ronald Jones for the first 2 regular season games for violating the policy on performance-enhancing drugs. That's today's Cowboys training camp report. I'm Christy Scales.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
More than 50 million Americans live with chronic pain. If you're experiencing pain that interferes with your daily life, Artesia General Hospital can help. Dr. Casey Della Barca and our compassionate team of providers treat a variety of conditions, including arthritis, back and neck pain, migraines, neuropathy, and more. We offer advanced procedures and comprehensive therapy, and we personalize treatment plans to help you get back to living a quality life. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/pain.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Several House committee chairmen have banded together to open an inquiry into U.S. Attorney David Weiss for the plea deal that was offered to Hunter Biden but scuttled by a judge. Not only would it have allowed Biden to escape jail time for tax and firearms offenses, it would have granted him immunity from other charges as well. Republicans say it amounted to an unprecedented sweetheart deal. The death penalty is on the table as a Pittsburgh jury meets today, considering punishment for the gunman in a 2018 synagogue massacre.
The same jurors who convicted Robert Bowers of killing 11 worshipers at the Tree of Life Synagogue in the heart of Pittsburgh's Jewish community must now decide between the death penalty or life in prison. The deliberations in Bowers' federal trial come nearly 5 years after the truck driver used a high-powered rifle and perpetrated the deadliest attack on Jews in U.S. history. Prosecutors say he harbored white supremacist beliefs. The defense argued that Bowers has schizophrenia and suffers from delusions. I'm Norman Hall.
Police in Memphis say a man with a gun tried but failed to enter a Jewish school yesterday afternoon. He fired some shots outside before fleeing. He was later shot and wounded by police and hospitalized in critical condition. He says it was all about selling the Biden brand. Hunter Biden's former business associate Devin Archer has delivered closed-door testimony to the House Oversight Committee, telling the panel that Hunter put his father, who was then vice president, on the phone for at least 20 times during business-related calls. This appears to contradict President Biden's claim that he was in the dark about his son's overseas business affairs. The White House dismisses the testimony as ridiculous, but it has more Republicans talking about launching an impeachment inquiry. Wall Street, the Dow is up 17 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Colonel Abdoulaye Maïga from the Mali junta said any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali. The West African regional body known as ECOWAS has said it would use force if the coup leaders don't reinstate Niger's democratically elected president Mohamed Bazoum within 1 week. As tensions mount, the French Foreign Ministry have announced that France is planning an imminent evacuation of people seeking to leave Niger after the coup last week in the former French colony. I'm Karen Chamas.
Chinese state media say at least 20 people have been killed, 27 missing in flooding surrounding China's capital, Beijing. News and analysis, townhall.com. In North Carolina, police say a motorist drove into a half-dozen people in a Walmart parking lot. 68-year-old Daniel Gonzalez, charged with felony hit and run.
It happened in Lincolnton, North Carolina. The migrant workers had left an orchard in Lawndale where they work. They were gathered under trees for shade while waiting for buses Sunday. A black SUV rolled up. The driver suddenly accelerated, jumping the curb and striking 6 of the migrants and the trees, and then exiting the parking lot. The men struck escaped serious injury. I'm Jackie Quinn.
And his family says it was an accident and Gonzalez fled the scene in a panic. Crews continue fighting a fierce wildfire in California's Mojave National Preserve. The blaze has crossed the state line into Nevada amid dangerously high temperatures and gusty winds. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Welcome to your Tuesday.
Indeed.
maybe rain.
Kind of my Monday by accident.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so here's what happened. I texted in thinking I had food poisoning.
Yeah, Sean was a little under the weather yesterday.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the reason I wasn't here to deduce it. I'm pretty sure I actually gave myself sun poisoning or like a mild
exhaustion
stroke.
or some kind of.
Yeah, because I had to paint my house and get my my siding up or my skirting up.
A lot of outdoor work.
A lot of it. And around mid-evening, I just started getting I was disoriented. I was dizzy. I couldn't see straight. Walking was a challenge. And then it was the other stuff. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I ate something weird. But I was like, I had half of a McChicken. It couldn't be that. McDonald's never makes me sick. McDonald's is perfect. But, yeah, so all night I was up dealing with it. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just gave myself a heat stroke.
Yeah, probably. Sounds like.
It was, ugh.
Yeah.
So to all of you road workers out there, to all the folks out there holding signs, digging ditches.
Did you happen to notice at some point you stopped sweating?
Well, no, actually, now that I think about it, I wasn't sweating as much as I normally do, but I attributed that to it being a dry heat. But I was also, I was constantly drinking water.
That's what if it's hot and you're not sweating, that's a red flag.
I was downing water. I mean, at that point,
yeah.
it was.
Yeah, but when your body hits that certain temperature, things start happening, and things. It's just like anything else. If not the optimal, you cook a pie at a temperature higher as supposed to, it's going to burn it. We're the same way. So.
Thanks, Marie Callender. Yeah. I still follow that Facebook page, Marie Callender, Sharon's Pie Roasting.
People still post to it?
People what they do is they find horrible versions of food that people post on the internet.
Yeah.
They put in there. Somebody put up a picture. They're like, nothing better than a fresh pizza pie. And I'm pretty sure it was a picture of a placenta. It looked nasty.
Wow.
It was shiny and pink.
What's that glowing part there?
It was rough. I'm like,
wow.
People in the comments were even like, that is a placenta. So it's just stuff people like food abominations.
Yeah. You know what one, and I don't know why this abomination gets me angrier than any other abomination, and I don't know why. It just triggers me. When they and it's we've talked about it where they have these dishes that look so gross when they're put together, and you're thinking this is not bad, and yeah, you can eat it, but it's someone say
when
that
they try it at the end and they actually wince when they do it. Yeah, it's like you're.
But the one that makes me the most angry is whenever they make a casserole dish with pasta. And they just literally dump the box of noodles into the thing without cooking the
You know what I
noodles
blame that?
first.
You know what I blame on that? A generation of hamburger helper kids. Because that's exactly what you do. You just dump the raw noodles in with the sauce and just cover it for 13 minutes and let it simmer.
Yeah, and that's not, you need to boil the pasta so it gets to a proper temperature, then you bake it.
But if you're boiling then baking, your pasta actually gets to a more a softer consistency, a more gummy consistency.
Well, it depends on how long you bake it for and how much you do. Because we do a couple casseroles with pasta involved.
It's funny that's your pet peeve because that's actually
it drives me nuts.
Well, it's a culinary technique.
Well, to me,
when you're like you said, when you bring pasta up to a specific boil and a specific temperature, it reaches its level of doneness. Putting raw pasta into a casserole, if you're going to bake it beforehand, that's perfectly fine. Think about lasagna.
It's going to make it crunchy.
Think about lasagna. How do you make lasagna? Yeah, you put crunchy noodles in with the cheese and the sauce.
Every noodle I've seen was not crunchy. It was palatable.
Have you never made home at-home
personally,
lasagna?
No, I have not.
Okay, so usually when you get lasagna noodles, they're
right.
They're
but
raw.
When I see people building lasagna, those noodles aren't paper. They're pliable. They're soft, and they lay them on there.
I don't know, man. I feel like putting the raw noodle into the sauce is a culinary technique.
All right, chefs out there, tell us, is that a faux pas? Because to me, that doesn't seem right at all. To put pasta without...
I could be very wrong. My best friend's a chef. I should ask her, but she's, in fairness, a pastry chef, so that
it's
couldn't help at all.
Not her field of study.
Exactly, not in her wheelhouse.
Oh,
okay. Chef Roy. No, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Professor, if you would.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, not yet.
Go ahead.
But like 2 weeks.
I'm Professor, yeah. I think what Sean's referring to is the where you have the water gently underneath the pasta.
I am not referring to that at all, sir.
Like where you're steaming it, basically.
Yeah, well, yes, you are steaming it.
Or you're poaching it.
But the ingredients in the lasagna, in the hamburger helper, casserole, whatever you're making, they steam. When you cover the pasta, it steams the noodles.
I think you cook those noodles first before you lay that out. Because every time I've seen
Set
lasagna
my combo down and look this up.
Because every time I've seen people make lasagna like that, the noodles are soft. They're not a sheet of paper. Like that would be
Well, I think the sauce might have enough moisture in it, enough water to like.
I guess one argues that. I don't know if it's enough.
So that way when you bake it in an oven, it steams the rest of it.
It seems like a faux pas to me.
Is it necessary do you have to cook noodles for lasagna? In this recipe, we don't boil lasagna noodles before we assemble the lasagna. The liquids from the spaghetti sauce should be enough that the noodles will cook beautifully in the oven as the lasagna bakes. They don't specifically use oven-ready lasagna sheets, but
my red flag there, the word should. I don't know.
Should.
I feel like if you're cooking lasagna, words like should not be used in the recipe.
Should and it could and it would.
There's a Facebook page that says it's called "Just Because America Can Doesn't Mean America Should."
That's all I'm saying here. So
I guess it's an agree to disagree.
I mean,
point,
and I could be wrong. I
could be too. I don't know.
I legit, it doesn't seem right to me. It seems like it's a mistake in cooking. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm by no means an expert.
The one that
in
makes
cooking.
me angry is when you're making a perfectly palatable dish, but you're making it in like a toilet or like a bath. It's like, come on.
Like I've seen these ones where they literally put a block of Velveeta cheese and then just pour a bunch of ziti noodles around it, and I'm like, "There's your pasta." I'm like, that is disgusting. I mean, that cheese is not going to make the noodles taste like crunchy hot noodles.
I'm gonna have to find one and send it to you. But I watched this dude on TikTok that like he watches these food abominations, but he does it through like blinds at the window. He's like, watch this. And it's always like, oh, now they're putting cheese. Oh, more cheese.
Oh, he's doing the commentary. No, he didn't.
Yeah, but it's really that's the reason these videos exist is because people like that will react to it and make TikToks and
I don't know. It's just a lot of those. They just annoy me. But anyway,
I'm going to look into this whole raw noodles thing because I'm pretty sure that is a thing.
Maybe it is, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it shouldn't be.
Well,
I feel like
did you have a lot of? I mean, because I was going to say, did you have a lot of hamburger helper? But you literally won your wife over with tuna helper. Did you boil the noodles first?
No, but you cook it in a vat of water. Like when you make hamburger helper, you got to add a couple cups of water, and in that process of everything, it's boiling the noodles.
Right.
In this hot mess that they're making, there's no water to be put in there.
But there's moisture.
Not enough is what I'm saying. A big block of Velveeta cheese and a thing of ragu ain't going to cut it.
The ragu is what does it, though. If you cover it.
I don't think it does.
I don't know.
I think it makes it crunchy, hot pasta.
The sauce gets pretty watery.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it's enough. I think it's going to be too al dente or too
I think we need to have
starchy or something.
I think we need to have us a pasta cook-off.
Yeah, it might be too starchy.
We need 2 hot plates, and we need them now.
I just want someone that actually cooks this stuff to tell me who's wrong and who's right, because I don't know. I legit don't know. That's all I want, is someone that gets paid and is a professional chef to tell me that. So anyway, we do have to get our interview going here. Guy Penrod, he joined me on the telly and the phone.
I'm just thinking a trip to the Valley Cafe is in order.
You know what? I DoorDashed it Friday, and all I got was a big giant thing of their soup and some onion rings. That's all I wanted.
That sounds delightful.
That's what I ate for. Actually, it was 2 meals.
The cordon bleu?
No, they didn't have that. It was a green chili chicken cream jobber that was really good. Potatoes and veggies and green chili is really good. It is 9:15. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today. We'll be in the low 100s by afternoon, and we should get sunshine most of the day, but we do have some humid air coming in from the south, and that'll bring us scattered showers and thunderstorms later on. Cloudy overnight with low 70s, and then maybe a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon again on Wednesday, but sunny for most of the day, and our afternoon high in the low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 80 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 42% with winds out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. We do have a 30% chance at rain for this afternoon, mainly after 3 p.m. today. Mostly sunny and a high of 101. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at showers, mainly before 9 p.m. this evening. So our sweet spot, 3 to 9 for rain today. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 73 and south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're looking at a 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny and 102. South winds 5 to 15. Thursday, 20% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny and 103. And then Friday, sunny, hot 104. Saturday, sunny, hot 105. Sunday, sunny, hot 104 once again. All right, it is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, about a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Guy Penrod, who's going to be in concert at Grace Community Church August 31st. General admission tickets, not many, but a few are still left. So we'll play that interview here on the other side. Don't go away.
Grab your dancing shoes and head to the Liberty in Roswell for Country Dance Night, Friday, August 4th, featuring the Colt Gibson Band. With special guest, Fabian Romero. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7:30. I don't want your love forever. I just need you for tonight. Get tickets at thelibertyinc.com. Don't miss Country Dance Night with the Colt Gibson Band. Friday, August 4th, 6 p.m. at the Liberty in Roswell. When you or a loved one need medical transport, cost and ability to pay shouldn't get in the way. That's why Trans-Aero Medevac, through the generous support of the Written in Red Foundation and PY Foundation, provide air ambulance memberships to the residents of Eddy County at no out-of-pocket cost. As an Eddy County resident, as long as you're flown by Trans-Aero Medevac, Trans-Aero will accept your insurance or third-party payment with no additional out-of-pocket expense to you. Best of all, as a resident of Eddy County, you're automatically enrolled, free of charge. Because when minutes matter, financial burden should be the last thing on anyone's mind. You have a choice. Be sure to request Trans-Aero, a streamlined, personal, patient, and family-friendly air ambulance service. For more information, visit transaeromedevac.org. Trans-Aero Medevac. They really are wings for life.
Need new windows for your home? Beware of the sales gangster. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing and Windows here. A sales gangster is a window salesperson with the mobster mentality. They intimidate, bully, and fast talk you into buying their less than quality windows during a 3-hour pitch. Think I'm kidding? Call a few window companies and see for yourself. Or you can skip the sales gangsters and call Trustmark. We have fair, no-nonsense pricing on our premium windows, and our appointments take only about 60 to 75 minutes. Just long enough to listen to what you need, show you your options, answer your questions, and give you a straightforward quote. Then it's up to you. We can take a no just as easy as a yes, but I'll guarantee you this. No sales gangsters. Sound fair? Call Trustmark Roofing and Windows for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us on the phone this morning, dare I say, legendary gospel singer, Guy Penrod, back with us. Good morning, sir. How are you? Also joining us in studio, I don't want to get in trouble. Amy McVeiteus is also here to join us as well. Guy, first off, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. We do appreciate that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm looking forward to the opportunity of being back out in New Mexico, and the only thing I take offense with is call it, if I'm a legend, doesn't that make me old?
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're not that old, so
I'm just playing.
Maybe
no
legendary, junior legendary.
Hey, there you go.
Junior on it, the front. It'll make
youthful.
Yeah, there you go.
Youthful legend.
There you go. I like that.
No, I'm dinking around, bro.
How's life in Tennessee? Is the weather pretty good there, or is it hot?
It's fabulous. Yeah, we've been soaked actually for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. So we're welcoming a nice, sunny, dry week. It looks as though we're going to have 8 or 10 days of just just full sun and hot summer weather, like you want in the summer.
Well, we've been dealing with 105, 110 for the last month in Roswell in southeast New Mexico. I'm hoping I'm hoping in a month from now, August 31st, when you're here, that has passed and we're just back into the 90s like normal.
Man, I hope so too. I'll tell you, that's when I say it's a good place to be from.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, wow.
Which, for folks that aren't familiar, yes, Guy, your family, Hobbs, New Mexico area, right? That's where you grew up and raised. Am I correct?
I did. High school years over in Hobbs, earlier years from, young childhood through junior high in Las Cruces, actually a little further south in the state.
Okay.
But then spent a lot of time in Roswell. My grandparents lived there. My mom was from Roswell, and her sister Donna, and so we were fixtures in Roswell. We had our loving family there, and so we were there a whole lot. As I consider home.
I think I'm just saying we're kind of lucky. We lucked out because you just so happen to have family here in Roswell, so you kind of on the hook to come see us from time to time. So,
well, you got those aliens too. We like to come just make sure things haven't gotten wacky out there. So every now and then we drop in just to make sure the green guys hadn't taken over.
That's right. That's true too. So, of course, folks, if you missed, what was it, about 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
5 years ago, Guy was back in here and did another amazing concert, sold out. So if you missed that one, this is your chance at redemption. You can come out August 31st. Guy's going to be at Grace Community Church. Again, there's still, I think, are there still golden circles, or are they gone?
So the golden tickets are gone. I've said it, and we've said it numerous times.
Okay,
Guy Penrod is a golden ticket. Many would say that. Many have said that. And the golden tickets are sold out, but that does not mean
I just keep hearing every now and then it's like, I can get you one here now. So I didn't know if there was like a little inside game on getting a golden ticket now or not.
Now, we've worked on a couple of sponsorships. I will say we've got a couple of sponsorship area tickets available. So anybody that just wants to support this wonderful endeavor and maybe allow us the opportunity to pay it forward tickets and those types of things, which, Guy, I would love to say we've been paying forward some tickets to some golden treasures around here that you will love to see some familiar faces.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I have so many... so many loved friends there, so I really look forward to it.
I will tell you this. Amy's going to get a little like, what are you doing? But I'm going to do this anyway. About 2 months ago, Amy brought in a sign to keep in the studio here with your sign promoting the concert and everything. And so it's just been kind of, that one's been kind of in our lobby here. I will tell you, for the last...
Guy, you're everywhere.
For the last 2 months, I've had nothing but women that come in here going, he's dreamy. Look at him. You have got.
All I can say is they need a new prescription.
You have got a following, sir. And there's a bunch of ladies that can't wait to meet you here in Roswell, New Mexico. They were all telling me how's dreamy.
Guy, we've even had some women blushing when they speak of him.
No.
It's funny. We've heard the term dreamy. Silver locks, the beautiful silver locks.
It's the hair.
Really?
They love the flowing hair. The flowing hair is doing it.
Yeah, my family just calls it old. They're just like, you're old. I invite all the positive reinforcement. It's good. I turned 60 this year, so I'm gonna take all the positive reinforcement
there
I can get.
There you go. Absolutely.
Well, if you think he looks amazing, wait to hear his voice.
There you go. There you go. That's for sure.
But of course, you've got a long history in gospel music. I mean, it's a huge thing. So you probably know that part already. But I think it just amazed me even more so than last time. Like this time, I've had more women just come. Oh, look, he's dreamy. I was just like, wow, there's some ladies that are waiting for Guy here. I can't wait.
Well, Guy knows the size of Roswell, and Guy, we've got 100 posters out. We have over 10 large banners out. So you are literally everywhere.
My goodness. I need to hire you guys to go with me to every concert and get the word out. I mean, you could teach some of these other guys some lessons about advertising, huh?
Well, it's really easy when you got the hair. The hair is what I just got to point the hair, and the hair does the rest.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mike's got the hair envy, right?
I got the lack thereof hair. I'm follically challenged, but
the long and short of it.
Yeah. So nowadays, because obviously at this point you just do this because you love doing it. I mean, you got your farm, they're in Tennessee. I mean, is this kind of like when you get to go out and go do shows when you want to? Is this like the goal for your music? Like back, when you're with the Gallup, I mean, the whole career. But like at this point now, is it like for this? It's like now I'm at the point where I get to do what I want, and if I want to perform, I get to perform. But if I don't want to, then I go back on the farm. I mean, was that the goal? Is that life? Did you hit it? Is that where you get to kind of write your own ticket, so to speak?
Well, I don't know if that particular moment ever comes when you have 8 kids. I'm finding out that they come back. They go get married, and then they start having kids, and they bring more back with them.
And they want things.
So the need to stay touring for us musicians is kind of consistent, and so I'm not seeing a big lag in it.
Okay.
But I will say that the challenges we went through a couple of years ago with COVID it slowed things down for me.
Sure.
Kind of on purpose there, but I kind of embraced it, and honestly, I am just taking things that really crank my tractor rather than just pulling the cash register arm or just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, because it does the feeling of being able to do purpose-filled things that you feel like it's just something I'm supposed to do.
Sure,
is somewhat rewarding in ways that merely providing, while that brings a fabulous reward, and it's a privilege to be that person. It can be stressful as well. So, I'm finding time to get back on the porch here at the house and kick feet up and do some bush hogging and mowing. Out here, you can't kill the grass. Growing up out there, you had to essentially, water day and night in order to have grass.
Right.
But out here, you can put, 2,4-D, whatever you like, to try to poison that stuff, and it just comes right back and it'll grow right over you. So
you sneeze and the grass grows.
That's right. So we spend a good bit of time mowing and carrying on out here like that. And I still have 3 in college. I got one master's student that graduates this year, and then a senior as well, and then a sophomore. And so that bill is pretty serious. And
I gotta ask though,
keep on going a little bit.
Isn't the point of having 8 kids to get to a point where they take care of you at some point?
Bingo. Yeah, bingo. You hit that nail on the head. I'm waiting for that to happen.
What does that start? I'm hearing these masters and things. That sounds like the tools you need to take care of Daddy.
Right. Yeah, we haven't gotten to that one yet. I'm hoping it comes real soon.
Okay.
But before that one where they have to, help you with your diapers or pick what nursing home you're going to be in, I'm trying to sow good seeds so they pick a nice one day.
That's true. You gotta be nice just enough so they don't put you in a place too bad.
That's right. Yeah, no, we love our place obviously, and we have a full life. It's wonderful. Now we have 6 granddaughters, 5, and a 6th one due in a couple weeks. So
wow. You're gonna have a full ranch. That farm's just good. Can't wait to the holidays. That place you're gonna get to. You're gonna have to get extra help to provide for all the family and everything. Going to be there during the holidays.
Just hire the Cartwright brothers.
There you
to come
go.
Over.
There you go. But that's awesome. But I mean, I imagine you wouldn't have it any other way. That's your family. You get life. That's what life is. And it's that's the part that makes me happy is like, yeah, you know, you're kind of writing your own ticket and sing when you want to sing, because obviously that's your passion, and you know, but at the same time, you know, as you get older in life, the things you care about change too, and now you get to kind of go with that too, and that's where I'm actually just so happy for you, and that's great that you get to have that, and that's what everybody wants, and that's I'm awesome. I'm so
well,
happy.
it is. It's such a privilege to be a parent and to be a grandparent, and you know, you do start to find out. I learned some things from the older guys that we toured with for years. One of the old guys named Jake Hess, he used to tell us, boys, y'all look out now, just make sure the footlights out on the stage don't get brighter than the lights at the house.
You ain't wrong.
You know, I like that analogy. It's very it's deeper than it sounds.
I would imagine of all, like when artists get to the level you are and many of the other musical artists, I would got to imagine that's probably the hardest lesson in life to learn is because the you know, when you're out on the stage and the crowd loves you, and that can wash over you and can give you, I would even argue, a false sense of security sometimes, and then life reminds you real quick how it is, and so I
true. It's one of those things that I'm sure you experience at some level, but as well, everyone does at some level. You know, when you get appreciated, you enjoy it.
Yeah,
and so there's a fundamental crowd, I guess I would say, that you kind of have to focus that gratitude on, and that is your family. They appreciate you and need you, first and foremost. And while the other stuff is a blast, and I certainly enjoy it and consider it a calling at some level, and a job at other levels, like everybody has, you know, the need to go out and make money and provide. If you can keep the focus, and I've had a lot of help with folks helping me do it on the important things, you know, make the thing.
Yeah.
And it, you know, tends to kind of work itself out. And I have a great wife. Oh, she's Laura Ingalls of the 20th century, 21st century.
I can imagine no successful artist like yourself would ever be at the level you're at without the support system of family, and that's and usually when you don't, that's when they make a movie on Netflix about you.
Oh Lord, help us. Well, they probably already could, but you know, the good news in our business is we got each other's back, because in our line of work, it's not a matter of whether you're going to hit a wall; it's a matter of when.
Sure.
So I don't pretend to have everything together perfectly. There's only one day that'll happen. That's when I reach heaven.
Yeah.
And God perfect everything. But until then, we're all works in progress. So I'm just thankful that those high and mighty ivory tower sitters that like to report bad news on everybody, they don't show up at my house. If they do, I may turn that gun on them and say, well, let's open y'all's closet and see what you got going on.
That's true. You know, everyone, these people that love to judge, it's like, all right, let's take a look at what's behind your door.
That's right. That tends to quieten folks down pretty fast.
It tended does, you know, the glass house thing.
That's right. Yeah, but I got a great sweetie and a wonderful family and support group, like you said, so I am thankful.
So for you musically now, is it what you know, where are you at? Is it just performing and things, or are you kind of like, no, I want to write new music? I mean, where are you at musically now? Where is it just family now, or do you get into a moment where you feel like writing and doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we actually do. Writing is something that I've been honing for quite some time. I don't feel accomplished. I've been around so many great writers that it's intimidating, honestly. Sure. It feels like, I'll let you guys write, and I'll just... But,
I can see that.
That is true. Touring is like you described it. I have a good opportunity now to kind of take the things you want to make the time to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. And recording has changed so much with all of the tech advances that have happened.
Sure.
So what I find myself doing now, we started our own label, and we have started a couple different companies that our goal at this point is to find young, new talent, and to bring them to the forefront and to help them steward something. I experienced some wonderful stewardship in my career with the Gaithers. Bill had done so many artist things for so long. He had a good sense of how to protect artists and pour into them good things. And I've had some experiences where it wasn't quite as positive. And I think that, our time here is short. Referencing a friend of mine who I travel with named Mark Lowry, he's a comedian, he's a nuthead, but he used to say this thing that I find myself repeating a lot. Statistics show 1 out of 1 dies. And rather than looking at it in a morbid way, I don't mean that. I just mean there was an old country song that I used to like, said, you get one time around, one roll of the dice, one good look at out the window, one good chance at life. And the whole idea is make the most of the days that you have, So
absolutely,
we want to help artists identify their loves and the passion of what's in their heart to say.
Sure.
And then put a support system around them, because through the years I've gathered a whole lot of great relationships. So management teams, booking teams, touring teams, all the logistical things, audio, sound, video that we have good relationships with. And then bring new artists to the forefront and then help them. Nice. Steward them. Don't just throw them out on the road and say, well, if you pay enough, you can play, but rather approach it from a very purposeful perspective. And honestly, our goal is to sow the ways of God, a biblical view for living life out into the culture, because this culture's lost as a goose in a windstorm.
You ain't wrong.
So we got to try to help folks. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So the artists that you work with, are they all gospel, or do they kind of cover the other all the genres of music?
No, we've got several different kids that we have been working with that are on the full kind of spectrum music.
Okay. So some of them could
I'm not really much into thrash metal, honestly.
Right.
So sorry for those of you that may be listening to your station that are. I kind of doubt there's
we're
a whole lot.
Station, we got all kinds. So.
There you go. So we're not into that, but beyond that, we're pretty wide open as God brings folks along. We're gonna try to help, affect culture with music. I think it's a powerful, powerful tool. So,
although I have heard Christian death metal. It's weird, but it does exist.
Kind of an oxymoron, but hey, it's there. Why not?
It does exist. So
there you go.
Every what is it? Every thing has a pot. Whatever the saying. Yeah. Anyway,
that's right.
Good. If you're just tuning in, we are being joined here by Guy Penrod, who is going to be in Roswell. It's not quite a month, about a month from now, August 31st, going to be at Grace Community Church. Tickets are available. There's not many left. The Golden Circle VIPs are sold. You're going to have to get into the scalper market for those. But for the general admission, we got still a few available. You can call Grace Community Church. You can also call the Historical Society or go to roswellnmhistory.org and get your tickets there. I tell you, if you wait till August 31st, you're going to be outside dang, I can't get into the show, because it will be packed. It'll be sold out. So get your tickets now while the getting's still good, because I'm telling you, once we get, and I know we're the land of mañana. You probably know this from when you live here. We wait till the last minute to do anything around in New Mexico.
I kind of wish that we had a little more of that here in Middle Tennessee. That the way we said it back home was siesta time. I wish we kind of had a little more of that Mexican influence in Middle Tennessee, but we'll have to import some more folk in here.
Maybe we could trade. We could maybe rub a little off on y'all, and then you rub a little rain slash speeding things up a little bit and get people a little more proactive on things.
Hey, there you go. I hear you.
Good deal. But yes, get your tickets. And I'm telling you, if you missed them the first time, you don't want to miss them a second time.
They didn't believe it would happen, and it did. Guy, I just have to say this on behalf of the Historical Society. I hope that you feel this huge, wonderful blanket of love embracing you and your whole family. because I know people that have not experienced a Guy Penrod concert. It's not about Guy, but it is. But just as wonderful as his voice is it's his conviction for life and just positivity. And the Kool-Aid that he serves up on that night is Kool-Aid you'll never forget, and it's an everlasting love. So
Absolutely.
We just can't thank you for coming back to this area that everybody thinks of you as family, guys. So if we gave a Golden Circle ticket to everybody that thinks of you as family, that's the power of Guy Penrod. He loves you like you are family, whether you are or not.
There you go.
It's the truth.
Well, I already feel it. Thank you, Amy.
Yes.
And we definitely feel the love from Roswell. It's a second home for me, having just spent so much time in my early childhood all the way through to college when I took off and then return trips. So just know that we feel it, we know it, we return it, and are looking forward to being out there with folks. And Golden Circle or not, I'm going to be there till the doors are shut and locked and the lights are turned out, and shaking and howdying and loving on our dear friends. So
every circle will be a Golden Circle that night. So, yeah.
There you go.
It really is.
And the circle won't be broken.
It's not
on that night in Roswell.
Nice.
There you go.
Come on.
That'll be the third song of the night. We're
There you
gonna
go.
he's gonna finish that, and then we'll do. But
let's get it writ first, won't we?
Well, you got a month. That's plenty
There
of
you
time.
go. Hey, he practiced our wedding music when I married his cousin. He rehearsed it on the airplane, I think. So he can do anything in like just a couple of minutes.
All right. Well, I hear the bathroom.
Oh, dear.
I hear the bathroom at Grace Community Church has great acoustics. If you need to work something out in there, while you're
Hey, there you go. There you go. That was one of our claims to fame. One of the biggest memories in my life in music. We've been all over the world and sung at all these just world famous venues, and it's just so cool. But when I get asked, I say it's the shower in the Dallas Cowboy locker room in the old Texas Stadium.
Oh, wow.
We were there at a Graham Crusade back in the day, and our group, the Gaither Vocal Band, was in the locker room. That was where we were set up for our pre-show area. And Bill loved to rehearse, so we were rehearsing songs. Well, in walks Cliff Barrows and Dr. Graham and George Beverly Shea, which they were known as the Big Three in those days in that circle.
Okay.
And Bill couldn't stand it. He wanted everyone to get in the big old shower there, the team, where they cleaned up and all after the games, and sing an a cappella song. So that's maybe the highlight in my brain, because I grew up listening to Dr. Graham at the Crusades and listening to George Beverly Shea. I used to order his records back when you remember, bro, big old 33s, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's what we would listen to with the scratchy needle and all, and I would order his records and listen, try to sound like him. And so to be able to be in that setting and look out the door there, and there's Roger Staubach locker that they've commemorated, and Emmett Smith and Tony Dorsett and Randy White and Ed Too Tall Jones and Harvey Martin, all these guys back in my day when I was just a dyed-in-the-wool Cowboys fan. I'm in there singing with my gospel heroes too,
So that's, to me, that's the greatest thing that came out of that stadium was your song in that bathroom. I'm not a Cowboys fan. So.
Are you not?
No, Guy, if you could see it right now, I'm staring at well, go ahead and say the helmet.
Yeah, well, I'm from Maryland, D.C. area, so I grew up a Redskins fan. So
oh my God!
Yeah, I'm married to a Cowboys fan, so I'm kind of a masochist.
Oh, I can only imagine what that game day was like.
But
thank God they've renamed them. The bunch of woke crowd has renamed them.
Well,
so now what are they? Not Nationals.
Commanders. Yeah.
Commanders. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we got a new owner over the weekend, so we're pretty happy right now.
That's
so
true.
They
Good
finally
things
got rid
to
of the owner that stunk so bad for so long.
Yeah, that poor old guy. He couldn't get it together, could he?
No. He brought it on himself, though. I don't feel too bad for him.
Honestly, as Cowboys fan, if you were a true Cowboys fan, you loved the Redskins too. You just did.
Because you can't have one without the other.
It was symbiotic. It was like one of those, fish that cleans a big whale. You have to be together.
But
yeah, of course, the big whale with the Cowboys.
Well, I've toured the new one. Like I've done more stuff as a Redskin fan for Cowboys stuff than probably Cowboys fans have.
That's crazy.
Because I'm married to my wife and she wanted to see it.
There you go.
Where my wife goes, I go.
Happy wife, happy life.
You nailed it.
Yeah, buddy.
That's all right. Now that my team might get respectable again, I'll drag her to some of that stuff.
There you go. That's right. Turnabout's fair play. Might as well.
Exactly, too. But Guy, I know we probably should let you get back to it. I'm sure you got a bunch of stuff, and we can't wait to see you out here in a few weeks, and we look forward to just hearing the beautiful music. And it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years too long. We're ready We're ready to for a night of fun and entertainment. So we can't wait.
Well, I agree. I agree, brother. Thank you for the kindness, and Amy, thank you for all the hard work that the Historical Society and your team puts in, and for radio and the hard work that you guys all do. I'm one of the old guys that knows the power of that and knows kind of where his bread's buttered. So my old adage is you dance with the ones that brung you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Amen.
And radio has been our friend for a long time. So thanks, Mike, for all the hard work you put in as well.
Well, thank you.
We love y'all, and we're looking forward to being out there.
We look forward to it, and I'll make sure
We can't wait.
I'll make sure Amy has some green chili something ready for you when you get home.
Yes, come on.
Hey, Guy, just let it be known that your hotel room will be filled with a Southwest blessings.
Yes.
We'll just leave it there.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
There you go.
These poor people in Middle Tennessee don't know what Mexican food is.
And whatever's in your
basket,
basket, it's between us and the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's healthy because it's locally made. You know what I mean?
I won't tell Ange all the fattening stuff that's in there. It'll just be from heaven. We'll bless it and eat it.
It's heavenly. That's right.
They may know about smoked meats in Tennessee, but they don't know nothing about green chili and Mexican food. So.
You got that right.
There you go. Amen.
And so maybe you can bring some back with them. Just say,
There
hey,
you go.
introduce, this is, when you smoke your meats, put some of this. It's
There
called
you
flavor.
go.
Right. We used to put green chilies on everything.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. So, well, thank you very much, sir. So appreciative of it. And we'll see you here on the 31st.
We love you.
All righty. I look forward to it. Blessings, y'all. We love you.
Now your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. 3 prescribed burns on the Smoky Bear Ranger District in the Lincoln National Forest are tentatively scheduled to begin on Thursday and continue through next week as conditions allow. Work will take place on the Brazil Push, which is a 90-acre portion of forest between Ruidoso and Capitan. Jack's Peak, a 250-acre portion of land located near Ancho, and the Smoky Bear Administration Site, which is located in Ruidoso. Lincoln National Forest Fire Staff Officer Dave Bales emphasizes the conditions in the area will be closely monitored in the days leading up, during, and following the prescribed burn. Chavez County Sheriff's deputies, who are canine officers, will be traveling to a special training session in Scottsdale, Arizona. County commissioners approved the request for travel for deputies Nathaniel De La Cerda and Gage Kennard. The HITS Canine Training and Instruction Seminar will give the pair valuable training and insight that they'll use when they return to work in Chavez County. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
This guy is sitting down with the head of Burisma, and this guy's saying that Hunter's dumber than his own dog. His words, not mine. But they needed to do this deal. I didn't want to pay. I had to pay $5 million of this Biden, $5 million of that Biden. That'll take him 10 years to discover how we paid that money. Well, okay. Well, 10 years later, let's see if we can figure out how they paid that money. But there was no services rendered. That is the point here. That has been the point from the beginning. This is a devastating day for your president. And I will tell you right now, mark my words, this is only going to get worse and snowball like a little snowball beginning at the top of a very steep mountain.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot again today. We'll be in the low 100s by afternoon, and we should get sunshine most of the day, but we do have some humid air coming in from the south, and that'll bring us scattered showers and thunderstorms later on. Cloudy overnight with low 70s, and then maybe a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon again on Wednesday, but sunny for most of the day, and our afternoon high in the low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. A mixed start to the month for Wall Street in morning trading as the market awaits a release of more earnings reports and a busy week for that. Toyota's profit for the first fiscal quarter jumped to $9 billion, a quarterly record for Japan's top automaker.
The company says sales grew as the parts shortages related to the coronavirus pandemic eased. Toyota's April to June net profit rose 78% from the previous year. Quarterly sales edged up 24% as vehicle sales improved in Japan, North America, and other key markets.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The feds have launched another investigation into apparent safety issues with Tesla vehicles. It focuses on complaints of a partial or total loss of steering. In 2023, models 3 and Y electric vehicles reported one crash but no injuries. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Country Pride Countywide, the 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, is August the 4th through the 12th. Concerts begin Friday, August the 4th with the Hispanic Heritage Celebration with Los Rieleros del Norte and Los Invasores de Nuevo León. Tuesday, Wade Bowen. Wednesday, for King and Country. Thursday, The Frontmen, featuring Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas.
God bless Texas.
Larry Stewart of Restless Heart. And Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star. Tracy Lawrence on Friday.
Around the bend for renegades, rebels, and a road.
Saturday night, it's Alabama.
Tennessee River.
The 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, August the 4th through the 12th in Lovington. Exclusive presenting sponsor, Zia Park Casino, Hotel, and Racetrack. Go to LeeCountyFair.net.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Join us at the Eddy County Fair, where we gather to honor the diligent young individuals driving southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industry forward. Let us come together at the Eddy County Fair to applaud and recognize the outstanding individuals who contribute to the growth and prosperity of our state. Pecos Valley Production takes pride in the accomplishments of our young farmers and ranchers and proudly supports the FFA and 4-H and is committed to the agricultural industry. PecosValleyProduction.com. Support your local farmer, fresh from our farm to you. Fall classes at ENMU Roswell start August 21st. Register now on campus or online. Whether you're a new student, retiring student, or want to learn a new skill or trade, we have the programs and financial aid to support you every step of the way. Take classes during the day, evening, or online. Talk with an advisor today. Call 575-624-7294 or log on to roswell.enmu.edu.
ENMU Roswell.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:56. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up today's show. If you missed any part of the show, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find all of our interviews there. In the 7 o'clock hour this morning, we had Ted Smith join us with the Walker Aviation Museum and gave us an update, talked some stories, military and stuff, but just gave us a little update what they've got going on there. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had Jennifer from the Chaves County Health Council. We also had the folks from Boys and Girls Club join us as well. And Health Fair, the big annual health fair, is happening this Saturday at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. They've got the big bubble run that's going to happen at gathering at 6:30 Saturday morning before. So you can still sign up for all of that. Just look for the Chaves County Health Council on Facebook. And by the way, for the health fair, sorry, I was fighting you on. During the health fair, if you want to sign up for screenings for mammographies or any of that stuff, if you go to the Chaves County Health Council Facebook page, you can sign up for those free health screenings, things like that, too. And then this hour, we just replayed our interview last week. Guy Penrod joined us on the phone. He is going to be performing at Grace Community Church here August 31st. It's a fundraising event for the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. And the Golden Circle tickets are sold. They are filled up. But we do have a few general admission left. But those are going fast as well. So you got to get your tickets. If you go to the Roswell, you can go to Grace Community Church, get your tickets. You can go to the Roswell, the Historical Society's page, which is roswellnmhistory.org. You can go there and find all your stuff too. So, but that is coming up the 31st. So we played that interview here. Don't forget, tonight is National Night Out at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Everything will get underway, I believe, around 5, 6 o'clock. They'll have a pool party, and then they're going to have all kinds of stuff going on out there. So come to swim if you want, or you don't have to swim. You can just kind of get free food and school supplies and visit with all the different folks that are going to be out there. Bring the kids and let them play. Sorry, fighting on the yawn. Let them play on the cop cars and fire trucks and stuff, because they bring it all out for let the kids show them all that good stuff, and you get to see law enforcement in a non-emergency situation. You get to see these folks as humans. So please bring your family out and have some fun tonight out the Recreation Aquatic Center and sign up for the pool party and all that good stuff. If you go to the RoswellConnect.com website, you can see more information about it there too. So. All right, I think that's going to do it for us for today's show. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. As I said earlier, if you missed any of our interviews from today or any other day, ksvptv.com, find them there, or our YouTube channel. Just look for Roswell's Talk FM on YouTube or Facebook. Roswell's Talk FM on Facebook. You'll find all of our interviews on our wall there. You just got to scroll down a little bit. All right, have an amazing day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.